Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. We are going to be continuing Lostbelt number 4. What y'all talking about? Looks like I'm experiencing a lot of dropped frames. Let me know if you have a problem with dropped frames, because I have no idea why it's doing that. It's kind of sad, really. All I wanna do is stream in 60 FPS, but it won't let me for God knows why. I'm not sure why I picked that song. Okay, let's see here. Last we left off, Arjuna tried to roasty toasty us and everyone around, so we had to hide in our special zero sail vehicle. We've got Peperoncino with us, who's now more or less on our side.
Peperoncino.
Peperoncino! When do you plan at making Lostbelt for Lorvid? Like a month or two? Maybe. I'll try to be faster with it than I was with the previous Lostbelts, because I had a big catch-up to go to get to this point. But yeah, what are you doing? You're just being nosy?
I'm just staring.
Okay,
go.
that's fine. You just look like you have something to say.
No. I'm getting burgers, that's what.
Eri? No, we got Ari-chan. Ari-chan's chilling here.
Not for long, I'm gonna get burgers.
Well, and other things.
Yes.
You should really return that stuff while you're at it.
Probably.
Just go and do it. And get some gluey stuff so I can put down the tiles. We'll have a floor.
Gluey stuff. Yeah. Well, okay, do you want like gluey stuff? Do you want like
The stuff you're supposed to use to lay tiles on the floor.
the white stuff?
I don't know what color it is. Could be green.
It could be green, could be blue. What is that song? Wait.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh yeah. I could be green, I could be blue, I could be I don't know what it is. But it's like a song.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever really heard of that one.
Yeah. It's a TikTok.
The shape of the evil to be cut off. What a name.
What?
What does that even mean?
Hi. Yes, I will go now.
Oh, time is passing.
Time is passing.
We're getting closer to dying again.
Oh,
Not
no.
Gorilla Glue. It's like what you
It's-
lay tiles down with.
It's like plaster, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or something.
Could you
Kenzie!
entertain this boy?
Come here, baby.
The little kitty
Let me get you some
loves
cat
to
now.
rub his face. Yes, get that cat high so he leaves me alone. I experienced the Kali Yuga ending several times after Asfataman was taken from me. I felt the light of creation wrapping me in a tight embrace, just as powerless to do anything as the people absorbed in their worthless prayers. As long as the god of this world doesn't consider you defective, and there's no pain, you don't feel it. At least there's no pain, there we go. The light just keeps getting brighter, blinding you, even numbing you to the passage of time. The next thing you know, you're right back where you started, only everything around you's been changed. I don't know what the locals make of that experience, but it was awful enough to almost make me vomit. I'd rather stick my head inside a festering dead body, or kiss a pile of excrement from a prison cell without plumbing. Jesus, dude! Pepe! Those options might be revolting, but at least I wouldn't have to be so frightened. So while I hate to admit it, when that light finally subsided, and I found myself standing there, I would be relieved that I had been avoided being taken away. But it was never long after that, my relief turned to worry, to the point that I could barely think straight. Maybe I just got lucky this time. What about the next time? Or the time after that? So, in retrospect, it was inevitable that I would take action like this sooner or later. This time I managed to avoid the light by escaping to the reverse side of the world, so I thought I might feel differently now, but surprisingly nothing changed. Upon laying eyes on the new world of this cycle, I felt the same things as always. Loathing and discomfort. What do you mean, where's Dai? I'm right, what? Huh? To use more contemporary slang, I just can't even with this world. Are you kidding me? I guess it's God bothers me even more than I expected. In many ways, it's a perfect world. Really? And yet, it's also just unbearable. Okay, Xenoblade X2 or a port? Would you want Xenoblade X ever to come Switch? What I would like to see, in my humble opinion, is a Xenoblade Chronicles X port to the Switch that is much more optimized and cleaner than the original, but I would also like them to do kind of what they did with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I'm sorry, I don't have a... Well, Ari-chan is not dai-chan, she's just the voice. But, yeah, no, she's gotta go do some stuff today. But anyway, yeah, I wish they would do what they did for Definitive Edition and kind of make like an epilogue. I don't know how much story they intended to tell at the end of the cliffhanger at Xenoblade Chronicles X. I would like them to finish that damn cliffhanger, and if it's not a huge cliffhanger, something they could finish in like one more arc or something like that, I would like them to add it to the Switch version. That's ideally what I would like to do. What did you miss in Stream 2 so far? Like, nothing. I just started. Where are we now? Oh! Ah, it's fall! The air smells sweet. There's water and flowers everywhere you look. And there's a calm and gentle breeze. What is this place? Want to know what the most surprising part is? You're standing in almost the same spot that we zero-sailed from. Our location didn't change. The entire rest of this world did. Thankfully, there are no hostiles in the immediate area. Let's begin by paying another visit to the town of Bichu. You look disgusted. Is something wrong, Pepe? You look kind of angry. What's that? You're jealous of how soft and smooth my skin is? Why, it's all in the upkeep, hun. Dude. Sorry, dude, but no. Mashu's got you beat in every single way. Unlike Miss Never-Changing Octa, I actually have to work to make sure I look this good. Sorry, whether Octa has to work on it or not, she is smoking. Go on, feel how supple my cheeks are for yourself. They're my pride and joy, you know. Which cheeks are you talking about? That's okay. Oh, silly, there's no need to be shy. But anywho, going to visit that town next sounds just dandy. The topography and plant life changes that come with a new Yuga are all just surface-level details. The thing that changed the most after what Arjuna did will have been the people. Okay, let's go check out the town! Understood, but make sure to keep the border's location in mind at all times from now on, Sarah. I don't want us to ever have to run for our lives like that again, if we can help it. Well, shouldn't the border just, like, follow us and shit? What in the... Wow, there's not a single brick out of place now. In fact, this is exactly what the town looked like when I first came to this world. I can't believe it. It's like the Kali never attacked it at all. What in the world is going on? And there's the people going about their lives here. They all look happy now. They're practically beaming. Great, look who it is. Goodness, you're all okay. This is wonderful news, just wonderful. This truly must be the God's will. All is right with the world once again. Oh no, that isn't quite right, is it? First I owe you all an apology. No matter how dire the circumstances were at the time, I should never have spoken to you like that. I know it won't be enough to truly make amends, but I'll be including all of you in my prayers from now on. I only ask that you please not hold what I said against you people. Sorry, against the people of this town. Sorry, not hold what I said against the people of this lovely town. Hello, Deniemia. What? Yesterday he wanted to run us out of town, and now he's all happy to see us? Even foes nuzzling up to him. Didn't you say we were godless heretics you wanted nothing to do with? Why the hell would there be a silent A? God, I hate when that happens in language. Just Kali Yug? That's how you say it? Or Kali Yug? I don't know if it's a U or a Don't be ridiculous. The fact that you are here now is proof that you overcame last Yuga's difficulties with us. That makes you all one of us now. You're our family, our friends. And not only that, today is the blessed first day of Kurta Yuga, the Yuga of Peace. Am I enjoying the Lostbelt? Yeah. Are you hungry? If you like, you're welcome to come and eat with me at my mansion. Or would you prefer some fine ornaments for the young ladies? We also have plenty of beautiful flowers. We good? We good, bro? Yes, I'm afraid we have some pressing business we need to take care of. I appreciate the offer, but we really should be on our way. I see, well, that's a pity. I was hoping to introduce you to the rest of the townspeople. Oh, by the way, that mansion over there is my house. I'm afraid it ended up that big on account of my being mayor. It's very embarrassing living somewhere as ostentatious as that, but it is not without meaning. Please feel free to come visit whenever you have the time. You'll always be welcome in my home. Good day, then. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe the cycle changes the people, or maybe they're just happy. The only way to really tell how to pronounce something like that is to say like Yug is in rug, or Yug is in, I don't know, some other word that sounds like that you can't make up. What the heck? I've never seen someone go from jerkwad to sweetheart in no time flat like that. He seemed elated. So it's just Kshetra. Huh. Crazy, crazy. I wish I had a guide or some good resource that would teach me how to pronounce all this stuff, because it's really hard to find anything consistent if you don't already know the language and you just know each word on a case-by-case basis. It's probably because Kurta Yuga is the Yuga of happiness. Tends to make most of the locals friendly and kind-hearted. Though of course I'm sure there are exceptions. Yeah, I'm always a hard-ass. You guys again. Oh, Master, it's Ajay. He doesn't seem any different now than he did before. I'm not judging either way, I'm just surprised how simply hearing him click his tongue again has made me feel so relieved. And then there's... Ah, it's you guys! This is such a surprise! So you made it to the new Yuga, huh? That's great! Yes, it wasn't easy, but we did make it. I'm glad to see you're okay too, Asha. I sure am. I prayed hard, so I didn't get hurt at all. I see, that's wonderful. Oh, but speaking of hurt, is your dog, Vihan, okay? He hurt his leg before the Kali Yuga, right? I don't see him with you. Huh? Hmm? Who's Vihan? Oh, Vihan was not chosen. No! Arjuna, you bitch! You rat bastard. You rat bastard. Fuck you, Arjuna. I'm gonna kill you just for the dog's sake. Shit. I have no idea what we're gonna be fighting here. Well, I'm gonna bring an Itokris and a Bradamante. No, wait, no, sorry. No. An Artoria. Then who else do I bring? Fuck, I don't know. Maybe another caster? I'll keep a spare waiver. Let's switch you out for... Where's my Choco? There's my Choco. And where's my Bradamante? And Bradamante is quick, right? Or is she Buster? Fuck, I don't remember. Are you quick or Buster? You're quick. Cool. Lances be quick and yo. Okay, that works for me. Alright, it should be safe to discuss this now that we've come this far. What is the meaning of this? This world runs on the Yuga Cycle, but needless to say, these aren't proper Yugas. A real Krita Yuga, or Satra Yuga, depending on how you ask, Satya, rather, is supposed to last for 4,800 years. Then the Treta Yuga is supposed to last for 3,600 years. Ooh. Oh. Then the Dvapara Yuga for 2,400. And the Kali Yuga for 1,200. And on top of that, these are in God years, which are each equivalent to 360 human years. Suffice to say, we're talking about a really long cycle. Whereas in this world, it would seem to only have ratios have been preserved, given that each yuga is apparently 4, 2, 3, 2, and 1 day long respectively. That's right, but the people I've talked to here said things weren't always like this. It used to be that the Yuga Cycle lasted for hundreds of years, or maybe even longer. So that is what this world was like immediately after it was pruned away and became a Lostbelt? Right? I'm sure the period where Kali would show up had to have been proportionally longer back then. But I'd also bet they showed up much less frequently than they do now. Otherwise, the people here would have gone extinct long ago. But over time, the cycle got shorter and shorter, and now it only lasts 10 days. I have to think that drastically shortened cycle is why there are so many more Kali now. They used to only be let out a bit at a time, but now the floodgates have been opened, so to speak. Why did Arjuna shorten the Yuga Cycle so much? Part of it is thanks to that disciple pouring his poison into his ear, like I said earlier. And part of it is that the Tree of Emptiness has given him power he didn't have before that lets him do so. Yes, I know that only addresses the how, not the why. I'm getting to that. I think the reason he sped things up so much is to reach whatever end he has in mind for all that much more... I hate the way he's wording this. Is to reach whatever end he has in mind for us all that much faster. In short, it looks like he's in a rush to create his perfect world. What do you mean by that? Okay, now I can finally answer the question that's been plaguing all of you. What exactly happened earlier? The answer is that it's something unique Arjuna does. Something that isn't meant to happen in a normal yuga. Whenever one of these shortened yuga cycles comes to an end, he purges everything he considers defective and unnecessary from this world. He believes that by repeating this process over and over, he'll eventually arrive at a perfect world, devoid of anything it shouldn't have, or as he thinks of it, evil. That dog is not evil. Damn, that's one hell of a destination. I see, so this purging must include living things, not just inanimate objects. Right, and as far as I can tell, when a living thing is purged, it's like it never existed. So that's what happened to the poor dog that couldn't run away after breaking its leg. I can't believe it. Asha loved that dog more than anything, and now she doesn't even remember him. Yeah, that's harsh. It happens to anyone who's unlucky enough to be killed by a Kali, too. That's a sort of disqualifying offense. Same goes for people who end up as social pariahs, or if Arjuna himself ends up judging you to be flawed. When the next Yuga rolls around, they just cease to exist. It might sound contradictory, but I think Arjuna adjusts for things like that whenever he remakes the world. I see, that would explain how continuity and discontinuity can exist simultaneously in a new Yuga. For example, Asha may have completely forgotten her beloved dog, but she still remembered all of you. But how does such a thing even work? I'm not entirely sure myself, but I can tell you that what that blabbermouth disciple of the foreign god said. He said Arjuna collects every bit of data that makes up the world whenever he blows it away. Kind of like a snapshot. Then, when it's time to begin a new Kurta Yuga, he uses that data, let's call it Snapshot A, to reassemble the world. As he puts everything back together, he removes all the elements he deemed defective and unnecessary. And in the end, he has a new world based on Snapshot A, but reflecting the changes he's made. Oh, I get it. He's a cheater. He's basically hacking his save data, changing the parameters to suit his preferences before reloading it. Cheaters! The scum of gamers everywhere! Don't they know hacking takes all the fun out of it? He's not doing this to have fun. All he cares about is making... All he cares about is making what he considers to be a perfect world. A world consisting only of what is truly necessary, with nothing wasted or evil to be found. Aha! Now I get what genre he's playing too. He's into 4X games. What are those? A 4X game is a simulation where the player just sets the initial parameters, and then the world sort of plays out from there. And if you're a cheater, if something happens in your sim that you don't like, say if an enemy nation takes you by surprise and invades you, you save your game, hack your data, and reload. And it's like the enemy nation that was bothering you never existed. I don't think I've ever played a game like that. That's the kind of thing we're talking about here, right? Arjuna's just doing that over and over until he wins, right? I swear, what's the point of even playing if you're just gonna cheat to win? Death to cheaters, that's what I say. I guess some people care less about the destination, more about the journey. What the fuck? I guess some people just care about the destination, not the journey. Video game analogies aside, if that's true, it sounds like Arjuna isn't remaking the world from scratch every time he resets the cycle then. Instead, he's basically treating the world like a model, adding new parts and removing old ones. Then it would stand to reason that, strictly speaking, the people here may not be dying and being brought back to life. Yeah, it seems more likely that everything down to their souls is being saved as data. And that their memories are being modified when they're put back into the new world. And if that's the case, we're talking about a much smaller scale feat than creating the entire universe from nothing. It's still a big friggin' deal, don't get me wrong. But if Arjuna's got every Indian God, it's such a hard thing to say some of these lines. But if Arjuna's got every Indian divinity and support from the Tree of Emptiness, it's theoretically possible. I'm beginning to see the larger picture. There is something about this Lostbelt that is almost reminiscent of a singularity. The Russian, Scandinavian, and Chinese Lostbelts we've been to so far were all the result of a world where some definitive event happened in their respective pasts to dramatically change the course of history. But this Indian Lostbelt is still in the middle of its definitive event. Here its king is continually trying to evolve this world by regularly creating its parameters that would be unthinkable in proper human history. While he has yet to reach his goal of a perfected world, I suspect the reason this world is pruned is that the very act of trying to change it in such a manner was considered a mistake. What is it, Director Gordolf? If you have any questions, please go right ahead. Do you ever shut up? I don't mind you explaining things, but I insist you do so concisely, in a report I can read at my leisure. You just gave me flashbacks to one of my teachers in the Clock Tower days, who would lecture me for what felt like days on end. Who cares if the people here are technically dying or not when this world is remade? The part that actually matters is that we will die if we get caught in that. I suppose you do have a point. Of course I do. Now then, I say we pivot this discussion to more practical matters, namely, how do we stay safe and what is our next course of action? You there, Peperoncino. It's only by my good graces that you're running around outside instead of being confined in the border under lock and key. Now repay the favor by telling us something we can use, damn it! Something you can use? Well, I guess I can think of one thing. Pulling off a feat that massive takes a lot out of Arjuna, so he isn't able to move around much. And I don't just mean that long stretch of time at the end of a Kali Yuga, when he charges up that noble phantasm. I'm pretty sure that, unlike most servants, he doesn't do much of anything the rest of the time either. I guess he just doesn't have access to the energy he would... I guess he just doesn't have access to the energy he would need to do more than ride that Vimana of his. I think that's how he spends most of his time, just riding around the Tree of Emptiness on his Vimana. Of course, he might look like he's spacing out there, but I'm sure he's actually keeping a close eye out for the next bit of evil to purge. It's probably got something to do with containing so many I hate the way they word this. It's probably got something to do with containing so many powerful divinities within himself. It would also explain why he seems so devoid of personality. But then, isn't that exactly why he would need other servants to handle other things for him? Asvataman did say something about that, didn't he? Yeah, he did. I think he called himself a Lokapala? Lokapala, in original Indian mythology. What the fuck, sorry. Lokapala were said to protect the world. They were the guardians of all directions, though I don't know what that could mean. We know who their Netza is now, but who were those other two servants? I'm afraid I don't know. I was already on the outs when with Arjuna when he got around to summoning them. By that time, he just considered me an outsider he didn't need to worry about. Though since I'm Asvataman's former master, he did tell his servants to eliminate me if they happened to see me. Suffice to say, I have no idea what their true names are, though I get the feeling they're an archer and a caster. I think I could make an educated guess, but there's no point in speculation at this point. We need solid info. Well, this seems like a good time to tell you that those servants are not the only enemies we face here. There are also the sacred beasts, the mystical creatures the people here referred to as the agents of gods. Oh, those. They're primitive guardian beasts Arjuna made to counteract the Kali. They manifest naturally. And since there are almost no Kali during the peaceful Kurta Yuga, the beasts are supposed to just wander around like normal animals. Supposed to? Oh my, you're a better listener than I took you for. Attentiveness is a wonderful quality, you know. Sacred beasts! I guess that means Arjuna really doesn't want us here then. So of course they'll attack us on sight now, just like the Kali. You said these beasts wander around just like ordinary animals, yes? Then we clearly can't let our guard down just because it's Kurta Yuga now. Still, I don't know if it's the sunshine or what, but my body feels lighter now. This shouldn't take long. Yeah, I'll show you guys how well I can hold my own in a fight. Or at least I hope I'll be able to. Battle! The first battle of the day.
一気火星に
滅ぼ
してくれ。
Alright, Nito.
大逆には死
I love you.
我が身はホルスなりしファラオなれ光を集
Ugh. Nebjacera? Nebtajacera. Sorry.
え屍の鏡暗黒の
Super Orion. Yeah, that's
恐
later.
怖の心アンプーネルタジュゼ
Of course, it missed the back one. Fuck off. Wait, shit. I was meaning to bring a saber, and then I completely forgot that I... Whatever, at least a Lancer's okay on another Lancer. Whatever, I can deal. I can deal with that.
気が合いますねお望みと
My cat's causing trouble, I
気
see.
が合いますね
Oh, damn it, you didn't kill him? Come on, man.
お任せくださいお望みとあらば
Whoa. Hello.
光を集えもんじゃはい資料がお任せくださいザザ
My Little Pony unicorn. I guess so. Hello, kitty, kitty, kitty. Who's your good boy? You went and got yourself into trouble knocking shit down, and now you're here to play with me. You're so cute. Damn, that noble phantasm didn't do jack shit.
暗黒の扉恐怖の心アンプーネルタジュゼ
こういうのどうだつまり連中だな他にやることないのこういうのどうだ物理で
気が合いますね
殴るんだ
お望みとあらば
これぞ大軍師の究極陣地
Hello.
不敬者
Alright, let's try this again, Nito Crease. You can get them. Lord.
かわいい資料がザザ
ま
ザザザ屍の
Get him.
暗黒の扉恐怖の心アンプーネルタジュゼ
You used 7 Saint Quartz. Was that in order to
再開できるでしょう
keep refilling your bar, or because you
冥
kept
界での
dying?
話ですね
Yeah, I probably should have used that, but at the same time I should have brought a saber to a Lancer fight. Why the hell did I do that? Oh well, whatever. I'm here mostly to do the story. Okay, now that we've gone over how things generally work in this Lostbelt, what do you think of it? I miss the Doge. I don't like it. I don't like it. Me neither. Asha and Vihan looked to me like they were the best of friends. What the fuck? Oh. They were like family. And I'm positive that had nothing to do with how well Vihan could or couldn't run. It didn't matter how well he could hunt or stand to guard, either. As far as Asha was concerned, she just loved him and wanted him to stay by her side. Woo! So if the god of this world just erased their relationship for his own reasons, what happens to all the love she had for him? All the happiness she felt when they were together? Where does it all go?
You said it.
Foo foo!
Amazing. The same girl who used to resemble nothing as much as a living doll. Expounding on love. Oh, this is just precious. I think I'm going to cry. Although I wonder what Beryl would say if he saw this new Mashu. Allow me to offer some criticism of this world from a different perspective. I'm sure it's been some time since a calendar meant anything in this world, but for the purposes of our discussion, let's say the year here is 2021. As I'm sure you're aware from visiting the nearby town, civilization here has not advanced anything like as far as in proper human history. That is not to say I only value the post-industrial age advances, or that I have no appreciation for a life lived in harmony with nature. I assure you neither is true. I am merely saying that civilization as a whole has clearly not progressed here when compared to proper human history. That aspect alone is enough for me to declare this world a far cry from anything approaching the ideal. The march of civilization has stalled here just like in the Chinese Lostbelt, albeit for very different reasons. And it hardly needs saying, but I don't like the way this god does things either. Cheaters get perma-banned, that's what I say. On another note, is everything okay, Rama? Something on your mind? I just realized something. Arjuna has obtained every Indian divinity in his Lostbelt's history, right? Then that would mean Sita is one of them.
Really?
Just as I am an avatar of Vishnu, Sita is an avatar of Vishnu's consort, Lakshmi. Of course, that doesn't mean they're all one and the same, but they're certainly close enough. So then what should I do? What else? I have to save her. That is who I am. It's my very reason for existing. So love is your main motivator for defying Arjuna? Well, that's just beautiful. What do you think of Arjuna, Pepe? Me, it's like I said, I thought he and this world were a dead end the moment I met him. I can't get much further from my type than this version of Arjuna. He might be a pretty face, but that soul of his is ugly as sin. Master, there may not be any need for me to say this, but please let me say it again anyway. Pepe is a good person. I believe we can trust him, and I think we should work together with him on this. I believe you, Mashu. Oh, that's sweet. Thanks, you too. Nonetheless, the fact remains that you are a crypter. Are you truly about to let your assigned Lostbelt be destroyed? What will you say to the others? Why, I'll just say I did my best, but it wasn't good enough. Oopsie. I don't want to get on their bad side either. I'm just going with the flow here. Huh. Well, I trust you even less now. If you're so easygoing, why did you join the cryptors in the first place? You could have just turned them down from the start. Well, that was a cruel thing to say. Huh? Circumstantial change confirmed. I have a proposal for you, chosen ones. An offer for those of you who are cast aside. If you desire acclamation, then choose rebirth. If you desire indolence, then choose eternal sleep. It makes no difference to a god. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but we didn't have any choice. Thawing the coffins might not sound like a big deal, but it's basically like recovering dead bodies. We were all dead in there. We were never going to wake up from that darkness. But then the foreign god came and told us, you may live on as a crypter, or die as a master. And that was that. Honestly, I still don't know who or what this foreign god is. Kirshtaria seems like he does, but he's not one to talk. All I know is, in exchange for being given new life, we were to be thrown out into this newly wiped, clean world, and put in charge of growing our respective Lostbelt's tree of emptiness. Of course, I know we betrayed all of mankind when we chose to leave our coffins as cryptors, so I'm not under any illusion that we're the real victims here. I'll even admit that I thought this game, to see who will be the king of the world, sounded fun. Whatever will be, you know. If an old monk friend of mine were here now, he'd probably say something like, "You guys were just unlucky." Still, there's nothing to be gained from cursing your fate, and besides, I was already getting bored with it. So I'm just going to do the best I can, and try not to throw my life away for nothing. I'm not going to sell out my fellow cryptors, and I have no desire to fight all of you to the death either. And since that works out for both of us, isn't that good enough for now? Then does that mean nobody on Team A willingly chose to side with the foreign god? I don't know about all of us, but me, Kadak, and Ophelia sure didn't. Oh wait, I guess Ophelia's an exception. She swore to become a cryptor from her own, very personal reasons. Then please, just tell me one thing. Where does the name Cryptors come from? Is it a code name for something? Did the foreign god give it to you? No way! You're really bringing that up now? Oh right, I just remembered. You never knew this, did you, Mashi? Now it all makes sense. The name Cryptors comes from Director Marisbury. It was the title he gave to the special masters who were chosen for Team A. Anywho, let's talk about exactly how we can go about beating Arjuna. 'Cause I'll be honest, I've got nothing. This is no laughing matter. He even shrugged off my noble phantasm like it was nothing. Although now I understand why. It's because his very divine existence is just that strong. There's no trick or even magecraft involved. It's just what he is, plain and simple. Jeez, so he even cheats just by existing. How in the world are we supposed to beat him then? Honestly, you're in much worse shape to fight him now that Carney's out of the picture. I just don't see how Ganesha there could ever fill his shoes, no matter how hard she tries. Hey, you don't have to rub it in, believe me, I'm well aware. I say we go look for Ganesha number 2. True, there could well be another rogue servant here. If we could find them and win them over, it would be the fastest and surest way of bolstering our ranks. That would be great, but it is a big if. Well, if there is anyone else like Ganesha around here, there's a good chance someone in town might know about them. Why don't we head back to Bichu again and see what we can find out? Sounds good to me. Then what are we waiting for? Like they say, no road is long with good company. And it's the best way. And it's best to make hay while the sun shines. Don't worry about a thing. I'll make sure we never run out of things to talk about on the way. I can't say that was actually a concern. We didn't have any choice. That's right. I'd forgotten that. Everyone had their reasons for making the choices they did. That's why things ended up like this. Nice people, not so nice people. People who were interested in me, people who weren't interested in me. I know everyone on Team A. I'd forgotten I knew that. I only just remembered that they were also people who lived in Chaldea. That's why right now If I was stronger, maybe I wouldn't be feeling so conflicted right now. If only I was a perfect demi-servant, then... Mashu, daijobu! Oh, sorry, it's nothing. It looks like we're almost there. I already have an idea for who we can talk to first. It would be great if she knows something. We talk to Asha because she's cute. Other gods? I guess you haven't heard anything then. Maybe using the word god isn't the best way to go about it. It might be better to take a different approach. We're looking for someone who is very much out of place in this world. In other words, someone who finds this place as wrong as we do. If someone like that exists, they'd probably be out fighting Kali regardless of what Yuga it is. So the question we should be asking is... Here, little miss, let me put it to you this way. Have you heard any rumors about naughty heretics who don't obey your god's teachings? Oh, besides us, of course. Oh, I think the mayor would probably know something about that. Guess we gotta go see him. Well, I wouldn't call them bad, exactly. Everything alive in this world is God's creation, after all. But I would say they're just a bit too focused on the wrong things, unfortunately. Nonetheless, yes, I have heard there are people like that in the village on the other side of the mountain. I'm told they spend most of their time taking up weapons and fighting the Kali, in defiance of the God's teachings. They certainly do things differently than we do in Bichu, where we accept God's trials with piety and grace. But I suppose that is just the way they choose to live their lives. Well, welcome to my stream. It's still a bit shocking how much more amiable he is now compared to when we first met him. At any rate, this is great. Now we have a promising lead. Let's head for the village right away, Master. Sounds good to me, but just be aware that you might not be able to get there by nightfall. I think it's better if we don't move around too much in the middle of the night, so if you find a good place to make camp, don't be shy about just doing that, okay? Again, if the Shadow Border were properly following us, we could just stay in there while we're driving around and, like, run over the demonic beasts and things around. That would be funny. Don't worry about that. I hate going at a forced march. If I have to go hiking, I make sure to take it nice and slow, I can tell that. As long as I'm around, I won't be letting anyone push themselves too hard. Not even if they want to. So many sections. So many sections. We'll be heading back out at dawn, Pepe. Are you sure you don't need to get some sleep? What about you, Mashi? You still standing watch this late? I'm a demi-servant, so I'm fine without sleep for a while. Funny how you're okay without sleep, but the Divine Spirit Servant over there apparently can't get enough. Well, that's okay. This works out nicely for me. Mind if I stand watch with you for a while? No, that's fine with me. That was only a pretense, of course. I was actually just waiting for a good chance to ask you this. Did you get a chance to talk to Ophelia? Yes, I did. We didn't have a lot of time, but I still feel like we said a lot. Much more than we ever expressed to each other in Chaldea. I'm glad to hear that. She always did want to have a good heart-to-heart with you. I could tell. So, what did you talk about? Well, one of our topics was romance. No way! Seriously? Oh, what I wouldn't give to have been a fly on the wall for that. I can't think of anything better than Ophelia talking about romance. I can just imagine the three of us chatting over a nice cup of tea, hours passing in the blink of an eye. Do you know what happened to everyone, Pepe? I heard what happened from Kirstaria and the others, yes, but those are just boring old facts. That's not what I really want to know. That's why I wanted to ask you about them directly. I see. I don't think there's anything I need to keep secret, so I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Even though I'm a crypter? Even though I'm your enemy? Yes, I remembered that despite everything that's happened, we're still both members of Team A. That hasn't changed just because you're a crypter now, too. I see. Well, thank you. I'm sure Kadok, Ophelia, and Octa are frustrated by how things turned out. But I doubt they have any regrets. So they all fought bravely, huh? And here I am, just pathetically doing whatever I can to survive. I don't think that's anything you need to feel bad about. Hey, I'm still on the crypter's side. I can't help but be frustrated, too. No matter how hard it is to survive, I still find myself thinking there might have been a better way to end things. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring down the mood. If things don't go your way, even after you've struggled as much as you can, your only choice is to give up and move on. I just had to come to terms with that again. That's just my lot in life, I'm afraid. Nothing I can even do nothing I do ever seems to work out. Really? But you've always seemed to me like you excel at everything you do. That's only because I stick to things I know I can do. No, I'm talking about fate and destiny. But hey, that can be extremely motivating in its own right. And it's not like I've given up on everything, you know. Alright, I think it's time I go to bed. A complexion this perfect requires plenty of sleep. Besides, how could I look Ophelia in the eye if I neglected my own skincare after I kept admonishing her? Thank you for telling me what happened with the other crypters, Mashi. Good night. Of course, good night, Pepe.
Pepper. Pepper, 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 pepper.
Give me that quartz, motherfucker. Give me that quartz. I need the quartz. Give me the quartz. I need the quartz. Yay, only 3 sections for this one. I can go for approximately 3 more hours for now. The day has passed. But we're still in happy zone, so we'll take it. Ah! Cool, she's an archer, I like that. Damn sacred beasts! Of all the luck running into a huge pack of them like this. Ah! Oh. It seems luck was not on our side today. I was hoping we could pass them by without incident, but oh well. I'm so sorry. I was so close to them that I ended up drawing my bow in fear. Is this supposed to be Lakshmi Bai? Don't worry about it. The blame is partly mine for forgetting how it feels to hold a weapon for the first time. I'll need to reevaluate both the technical and mental aspects of our training program. At any rate, the rest of you hurry back to the village. I'll hold them off here. But... No buts. We can't risk leading them toward the village. Besides, the more commotion we make, the more likely we are to be captured by the Lokapala we've been hearing rumors about. The Lokapala are said to serve God directly, and have incredible power in their own right. The moment they find us, it's over. We can't let that happen. I could manage on my own if it came to that, but if you or the village caught their eye, it would be disastrous. So I want you all to head back to Duval ahead of me. And don't forget all the supplies we collected. But you can't possibly handle them all on your own. Don't worry, my plan isn't to defeat them all. I'll just be buying us time, and I am well accustomed to trials of endurance. Besides, I already told you. I'm not human. I'm something else. Something with the power of 1,000 ordinary people. A shadow of humanity who manifested in this land by the grace of the rightful gods. Lakshmi Bai, Lakshmi Bai. I know this isn't the first time we've had to stay behind, but man, it sucks not being able to actually drive around in our vehicle. What's the point of even having it then? Don't be ridiculous. If the enemy were to find and destroy the border, the jig would be well and truly up. Camouflage function or not, we still need to make sure we stay out of sight at all times. That mad dash we made to pick up the field team during the Kali Yuga was under the most extenuating of circumstances. There will be no repeat performance. Yeah, I was just grumbling. I know you're right on this one, Gordy. Oh, just a moment. Do you think you could stop and hide in that tall grass over there? Yes, I'll set the Ortnax to silent mode. Please be as quiet as you can, everyone. Dun 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 dun. I like how they're just wandering. That's a lot of sacred beasts. Oh my. Luckily, they don't seem to have noticed us. Let's stay here and wait for them to pass. They're certainly very pretty to look at. No wonder the people here call them agents of God. What? If you're talking about the unicorns, sure. They really are just like any other animal without any Kali around, huh? I wonder what they eat. Maybe we could use food to tame them? Not a bad idea. If they could. They're gone. Good, then let's keep going. It shouldn't be much farther to our destination village. I see something. That must be it over there. Thank goodness we didn't run into any trouble on the way. I like the wall they've put up here. Gives the place a real freedom fighter vibe. The mayor of Bichu did say they go around fighting Kali here. If anything, I would be surprised if their village wasn't fortified like this. Come on, hurry! It's us! Open the gate, quick! Those people seem to be in an awfully big hurry to get inside. I wonder what that was all about. Looks like we were far enough away from them that they didn't notice us. But did you see? They may have only been modified farm implements, but they were still carrying weapons. They really do seem to be different from the people of Bichu. We may well be able to learn something new here. I think you're right. Let's go see. They're not opening the gate for us. Mashu, flash them your tits. They'll let us in then, I promise. Who could resist? And they're not answering when we knock either. Hey, open the gate for us. I'll have you know, most nations would be thrilled to have me pay them a visit. Let me see if I can hear anything from inside. Who was that? Is someone here? Oh no. This is it. They found us. We're done for, man. What do we do? What are we gonna do? How should I know? There's no way we can fight them off on our own. We'll just have to keep the gate closed until she gets back. I'm not sure why, but they sound very agitated. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. And my bad feelings about this sort of thing have always been right. At least we know there are people inside. And since we're servants, we could probably just jump over the wall if we have to. Of course, just because we can doesn't mean we... You there! What are you doing here? Fool? A servant reading. Well, it seems luck is with you today, Master. Of course, we aren't yet sure whether this is good or bad luck. Whoever this servant is, they're headed your way at top speed. Be on your guard. They just jumped clean over us and landed on top of the gate. Lakshmi Bai, Lakshmi Bai, I love you, you're cute. It's a servant we've never met before. Well, that's too bad. It would have made things a lot simpler if you already knew each other. I hate getting chewed out by strangers. It's like 100 times worse than when it's someone you know. What I'm trying to say is, this lady looks real pissed off at us, so maybe we do something about that? That divine aura. Curses. Despite my best efforts, it looks like you finally found us. You must be the ones who serve the false god, the Lokapala. No. Nope, but we have to fight you first. That's how FGO works. Whoa, slow down. Us, the Lokapala? You must be joking. Don't lie to me. It can't be a coincidence that you've shown up now. Besides, I heard you're planning to invade our village by jumping over these walls. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. I only mentioned jumping the wall to rule it out as a bad idea. So you continue to lie to me. Very well. If you have finally learned of my existence and the existence of this village that seeks to end the false god cycle, then so be it. I will run and hide no longer. If the time has come to fight, then I shall rise to the challenge. Prepare yourselves, Lokapala. You will not be taking anything from me this day. Even if I must face a god, this time I will make sure to defend my home to the very end. Cool. I don't know what type she is. I'm gonna cheat and look it up on Google. Oh, she's a saber. Bring along my archers, baby. God, what a weird selection you guys have for archers. Are you single target or not? I can't remember. Single enemy. I'll take it. I'll take it. Where's my Squirtoria? There we go. My trusty Squirtoria. That should do. And if I'm wrong about you being a saber, I'm gonna frickin' scream! Ganesha hates cheaters, but I'm not a big fan of Ganesha, so... let it be. Hello, Lakshmi Bay. Pepe, thank you. Thank you, Pepe. I like the buffs. I like to buff it. I like to buff it.
Hold up! 無駄打ちはしません。
Artoria, mark your territory. Squirt all over her.
スイミング。華麗。あまりにも華麗。小柱とキレ。エクスカリバー。ビビアン。せい。フリー。共に戦おう。
Pew 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 pew. Pew 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 pew. Weaver's like, oh, you shot me.
楽しみです。はい、遠慮は楽しみです。
Don't use your noble phantasm. Don't do it.
守るべき者のために。
Okay, good.
この地より立つ。この地より立つ。
Okay, who should I use now? I'm gonna go ahead and use you. What is this? Gather rate? Might as well take it. That did okay. That did even better. But it looks like you will be finished off by a mighty squirt. I like how she spins to attack. I think she's definitely my favorite servant of this Lostbelt.
Swimming.
Bye-bye!
浜辺は綺麗。何事も後片付けが大切です。
Who we fighting now? God, I have no clue. Ugh. I'm going to bring a caster. Hey, Waver, get over here. And then I'm going to replace you again with my Nito Chris. Replace you with a hidden Musashi. And in Artoria. That'll do. Yep, that'll do. Except I forgot to change the command... The craft essence, whoops. You pull her die? No, I haven't rolled for her yet. I don't know if I will. Is she a 5-star? Yes, I'm aware. I'm well aware indeed. The Foxwoman is up to something, isn't she? Then if I may, allow me to tell you something. Something of great importance. Oh, no. Of course, I would leave the decision to what to do with this information entirely in your capable hands. All I would humbly ask for is your attention. That said, I must stress that depending on how things turn out, matters could grow very serious indeed. Why, what if my colleague, one of the foreign god's disciples, ostensibly sent here to help you, were to become the very sort of thing you cast out of your world? Yeah, you guys just can't get along, can you? Please, listen to us. The Lokapala are our enemy as well. We only came here in the hope of finding allies who could help us fight against them. Talk is cheap. I've lost track of how many times someone claiming to be my friend betrayed me. Looks like someone's got trust issues. Hey look, she's back, and she's fighting to protect us. We're saved! Then those are Lokapala. Damn it, they finally found our village. Please, my lady, help us. The Lokapala showed up right after we got back to the village. We've been barring the gate and holding out until you arrived. There, you see? I knew you couldn't be trusted. Ah, what did I tell you? Misunderstandings only invite further misunderstandings. I've seen this sort of thing before, back in the clock tower. No, all of my life, really. I would look around one day and realize everyone had forsaken me, even though I didn't do anything wrong. Well, maybe that's not entirely accurate. There was this one time at band camp. Sorry, hun, but your life story's gonna have to wait, okay? Okay. The circumstances being what they are, she doesn't seem to truly be trying to kill us. But she's certainly very hard-headed. Her movements are as firm as her beliefs, it seems. Hey, Rama, are you feeling this too? I am. It's faint, but she definitely has the air of a divine spirit. Maybe she's a pseudo-servant like you. Good grief, I knew India had expansive pantheon, but that can't be the answer for everything, can it? One does not generally run into a divine spirit at every corner, so to speak. One does not simply run into a divine servant. Forget that. How do we get her to listen to us? We'll never get anywhere if we don't clear up this misunderstanding. Ka-ching! Oh, whoops. There we go. I need to turn that shit back on. You can hear the ka-chings, but you can't see the people subscribing. We've been telling her over and over, but she won't listen. Well, aren't you going to try to scale these walls? You'll need to do better than... Is that... We're gonna run into another one. Looks like something caught her eye. She seems to be looking at something far away. What's going on? Well, this is certainly less than optimal. I know you're in the midst of a battle, but I strongly urge you to take note of your surroundings. Particularly what is behind you immediately. Behind us? Ah. What? Sacred beasts? Huh, wait, this pack looks kind of familiar. Are these the ones that passed us by earlier? Those were going in a different direction, and I'm pretty sure they didn't notice us at all. Maybe there's something here that lured them this way. A different group from the sacred beasts we encountered earlier? Of all the times for them to show up. No, this is no coincidence. It only makes sense that the Lokapala would have the means to control them. They must be trying to make their way into our village and cleanse it, especially since one of our elderly died this morning. Begone, foul agents of the false god! You will not be claiming our dead today. My, she does make for quite the striking figure, doesn't she? She certainly does. She must be the manifestation of a noble heroic spirit, here to guide the people of this place along the right path. Ah! She slipped from the wall. Oh no! What happened? Did something knock her off the wall? No, it looks like she just sort of lost her footing. Well, no, I only know enough about this Lostbelt to be like, oh yeah, there was a thing called, like, Super Karna, and Arjuna was a bastard, and yeah. But all the intermediate details I don't remember. Curses. I can't believe I fell right into one of the pitfalls we dug for the next Kali attack. Give me a moment. I'll be out of here in no time. What? Looks like they're pissed off about all the dramatic tension evaporating, though I could just be projecting there. We can't let the sacred beasts hurt her while she's incapacitated. Let's take them down and keep her safe, Master. You know it. Let's get him, guys! Woo! She slipped and fell in her own damn trap.
神々の力はここに。このニトクリス、容赦はしません。
では、じゃあ、こういうのはどうだ？我が身はホルスなりし、ファラオなる。可愛い資料が仕方ありませんね。屍の鏡。
Damn townspeople always cowering in fear. Damn it, that didn't do jack shit. You were supposed to kill them. You were supposed to kill them. Let's try this again, okay? Nito Crease, please. Get better luck. Get better luck. No, I missed all of them. God damn it.
ホルアクティ
It wasn't supposed to be this way. You're fired, Nito Kreese. Show 'em how it's done,
これ
love.
は人類を守る戦いである。束ねる星の息吹、輝ける命の本流。受けるがいい。
Now you just go with the king.
計略だ。
You were the chosen one. What the fuck? Oh, it's a Garuda. Really? I didn't think that was Indian. Huh. Maybe it was.
つまり連中だな。他にやることないの？ではじゃあこういうのどうだ？
この道に勝利を。これはいいですね。はい。束ねる星の息吹、輝ける命の本流。受けるがいい。
I have to watch Fate Grand Carnival still.
取った。
Nice. The power of the grid. Come on, no.
あ、行くぞ。罠だ。罠。
Okay, well, I know the term Garuda mostly from what I thought was like Native American type stuff, and I could be absolutely wrong about that. But in games like Power Stone back in the day, they had the character Galuda, which I'm sure was meant to be localized as Garuda, and he was like Native American dude. He wasn't like Indian. Yeah. I did not know. I'm learning. I mean, I'm very familiar with the figure, the name. Well, you're a stubborn one, aren't you, Dawon? I'm getting subscribers. I'm getting subscribers. Now you're fucking dead.
最上に近い勝負。戦う前に勝つくらいでなければ。
Just wondering, do you have a video editing video on Patreon? You mean like a tutorial on editing? I donated before for lessons in Magecraft, but that was before Vivid? Vivid. I do have an editing tutorial. It is on my Patreon. Yes. And, it's only accessible to $20 patrons, which is probably why. In addition to that video, you can also ask me whatever editing questions you have in that particular tier. All hostiles in our vicinity eliminated. Well done, everyone. Well, now do you understand we aren't your enemy? Yes, I do. I'm not so foolish as to insist otherwise at this point. I see now that I was gravely mistaken. No one who would fight against the sacred beasts could possibly be allies of the false god. I am truly, sincerely sorry, and I thank you for your assistance. Please tell me, why have you come here? No, on second thought, it's only right that I tell you about myself first. Yes, you have a point. Alright then, let me first ask you this. Are you a divine spirit? Yes and no. I'm a servant, but right now, a goddess resides within my body, sharing her power with me. When I was first summoned to this land, she was already there inside me. There have been plenty of cases where a divine spirit would inhabit a person from the past to become a servant. And since heroic spirit servants are technically people from the past, I guess it makes sense that a divine spirit could inhabit one of them too. Though I definitely haven't heard of many cases where it happened quite like this. I expect it's because this god and I happen to share the same name. I believe having words, sounds, and names match is very significant when it comes to magecraft. Then again, I was originally given this name in the hope of receiving her blessing, so perhaps it isn't much of a coincidence after all. You don't say. Okay, that makes sense. So, what is that god's name? Lakshmi. And I am the Rani of Jhansi, a land which once existed in India, who was named for her. My name is Lakshmi Bai. Are you looking forward to Nago? What are you talking about, Nago? I don't know what Nago is.
What is this Nago of which you speak?
Lakshmi Bai. I would like to think that anyone would be a bit embarrassed to recount the history of their own life, no matter how proud of that life they may be. So that's why Holmes has been so unusually quiet. Alright then, I guess I'll... Lakshmi Bai is a hero from 19th century India, known for her role in the Indian Rebellion. Oh? Thanks for jumping in, Captain. Why don't you take it from here, Mr. Lore Master? Hello. What, are you saying Lakshmi Bai is not correct?
How do you say it?
Lakshmi.
Sure sounds like I was saying that right. Oh, Kagetora. Yeah. I don't know enough about her. Oh, yeah, I probably butchered that. Janzi or whatever. Or Yanzi. Sounds more like Chansey. Interesting. Do you know when her event will come? I don't. Despite being born to royalty, she took up a sword and led a small rebel army in order to protect her nation of Jhansi. She was known far and wide for her leadership and charisma. At the time, revolts were breaking out all across India, under all manner of different circumstances. When one small state tried to revolt, the neighboring nations would often end up siding with the British, isolating the rebels and cutting them off from working with like-minded people in other regions. Chauncey rebels managed to hold out until the very end. Oh! Okay. And it was all thanks to their exceptional leader, Lakshmi Bai. I wouldn't call myself exceptional. I was just flailing around trying to hold everything together as best I could. Between Kunwar's... Jesus Christ.
No! Why you do this to me?
Between Kunwar Singh, Tatya Tope, and many others I could name, there were no end of leaders more talented than me. All that aside, you sound like you know a lot about about our struggle. Are you Indian yourself? I'm nobody. Just another nameless, it doesn't matter where I'm from. I'm done now. Over and out. While we're at it, we should probably go over your divine spirit, Lakshmi. Though I'm sure Ganesha and Rama know all about her more than I do. In Indian mythology, Lakshmi is known as the goddess of fortune, prosperity, beauty, and the consort of Vishnu, right? That's right. Then could it be? I am an avatar of Vishnu, and Sita an avatar of Lakshmi. Sita, are you in there? I'm sure if you are, I'll be able to feel your presence. Oh. I'm guessing this is clear to all of you as well, given that her grip on my skull is strong enough that the bones are starting to crack. But unfortunately, I sense no trace of Sita inside her. Who is this man advancing on a woman he's never met before as if to propose to her? Do you mind if I break him? I understand how you feel, but please go easy on him. Rama has his own complicated history. I see, I suppose I can't blame him for misunderstanding. I should have been more precise. The goddess Lakshmi exists within me more as a power source than anything else. I can barely sense her consciousness at all. It's almost as though her heart has been implanted in me to provide me with energy. I doubt my output can measure up to that of an unadulterated divine spirit. I'm afraid I'm not a manifestation of the goddess Lakshmi so much as my core is that of a human, Rani Lakshmi Bai, with small elements of the goddess. Then Sita really doesn't exist inside you, as I suspected. Right, of course she doesn't. Now that I think about it, if she had, I would have sensed her well before you introduced yourself. But I was not even able to tell that. I was not even able to tell that the deity... But I was not even able to tell that the deity within you was Lakshmi. You must have only her divine power and nothing of her consciousness. Ganesha didn't realize who you were either. Of course, that might be because he was never very close to you, seeing as how you're just as up there in the pantheon as his mom, Parvati. Ganesha? Now that you mention it, I do sense a divine presence inside you. One I would never in a million years have guessed by looking at you. Yeah, I know, but it's true, believe me. I've spent pretty much this entire time wishing all this were just some weird joke. And I am Rama, the king of Kosala. Surely you've heard of me, as well as my beloved Sita. Oh, of course. There's not a soul in India who doesn't know your name. Forgive me, I thought you were just an, unusually youthful man who hadn't yet learned how to behave around women. Maybe now's a good time to share our side? Good point. We have a bunch of good things we need to tell you about. Of things. Who we are, how we got here, what we're trying to do. It's a long story, but I hope you'll bear with us. Well, she is an elephant. And I think that about sums it up. Hold it, what about me? I thought you were saving the most important figure in our group for the end so we could make a lasting impression. Yes, this is Gordov Muzik, who I absolutely, positively, definitely didn't forget to introduce. Nope. As you can probably tell from his sheer girth, his dignified stature, he's our commander-in-chief. Indeed I am. A stout build is the mark of a true elite, after all. As the commanding officer here, I expect you to treat me with all due respect. I have one question for you. Are you British? No, I'm not. What about you? Me? Oh, that would be telling, huh? You've got to get to... Oh my god. You've got to get to know me better first. I suppose I can at least tell you that no, I'm not British either, though I did spend a good bit of time at the clock tower. Oh boy. Well, there's one last person in our group I should introduce to you. Sorry, Holmes, the jig is up. You can't keep hiding forever. I assure you, I was doing no such thing. I was only waiting for a more opportune moment once things had settled down. Good day, Miss Lakshmi Bai. Sherlock Holmes, detective at your service. Are you British? Yes, I am about as fucking British as it gets. And you're not gonna like Artoria. Oh. Those are elephant ears. The Indian Rebellion was, well, it was a war for Indians' independence against its colonizers, the British. And since Lakshmi Bai lost her life in that conflict, I imagine she has some strong feelings about it. Though I do get the impression there's someone else here with her... someone else here with some connection to that. Oh well, guess it's not my place to say anything here. We know you're Captain Nemo, goddammit. I was only a few years old when that war broke out. Well, I can't personally apologize for my country's actions. No, it's alright, I'm sorry, that was rude of me. There is little sense in my asking that. It's just an old habit, one I can't seem to shake. You have nothing to apologize for. It's not for me to say whether you should or shouldn't feel that way. Nor is it for me to say whether you should hold on to those feelings or try to forget them. All I can say for sure is that our country's histories are intertwined. Certainly neither of us can pretend otherwise. If this hadn't come up now, Sarah would no doubt have noticed the air of discomfort between us, and gone to learn what happened between our countries for herself. If there is any meaning to be found by having people from the past come together like this, besides the role we play as servants, of course, I suspect it lies there. Agreed. I will think of you as no more than a man by the name of Sherlock Holmes. Besides, under these circumstances, the more allies we have, the better. Then does that mean you consider us allies? It was difficult to convince the people of Duval on the wrongfulness of the situation, but once I did, they agreed to work together to forge their own destiny. Their village here is now the base for all such like-minded people. As you are warriors fighting against God, just like us, I would be honored if you fought at our side. Yay! Foo-foo! I guess the counterforce must have summoned you too. Have you been here long? Yes, I'd say it's been at least 10 days since I arrived. Then you must have been caught in the world's recreation a number of times. How did you survive? God or not, remaking this entire Lostbelt is a major undertaking. Arjuna wouldn't change how he goes about it just because a servant's been added to the mix. So long as he doesn't think of you as unnecessary or defective, I expect he'd just bring you back along with all the other people. Ugh, it just galls me thinking how our very survival in this Lostbelt is completely dependent on his absurdly arbitrary standards. It's natural for gods to be somewhat self-centered given their immense power, but Arjuna definitely takes it too far. Oh, speaking of which, you should know he's already got his eye on us. As far as I'm concerned, if you can speak English, or it's pretty normal to speak English in your country, you should have FGO published in your country without region lock. I just don't know why they fucking do that. So if you join us, you're sure to wind up with the whole evil label, and you won't be able to survive the world being remade anymore. That's fine. It could have only been a matter of time before he took notice of me anyway. Besides, you have a way to evade the destruction, yes? So if it comes to that, I'll be counting on your help. You mean the border? Yes, of course you'd be welcome to join us in there, wouldn't she? The border is the last bastion of hope for all of humanity. We can't just go letting any old servant we meet on it. Under ordinary circumstances, anyway. But in this case, I suppose we do have a fair handle on her true name and background. And it would be a shame to lose a valuable ally so soon after finding one. Very well, I'll authorize your entry into the border in case of emergency. You have my gratitude. Of course, ideally, I hope to be quite finished with this place, long before he even uses that preposterous noble phantasm of his again. You said it, honey. Fortunately, only it ever does that at the end of the Kali Yuga. So it would be just peachy if we could put a stop to all this before then. So now that we've got a new ally and all, what's our next step? I've already got something in mind for that. There are risks involved, naturally, but the rewards should be significant. Now that we're in the middle of the first, relatively peaceful Yuga, and especially now that we have more allies, this would seem to be the perfect time to investigate one thing in particular. What's that? Remember that thing we've been wondering about ever since we came to this Lostbelt? It's the biggest, most mysterious thing here by far, and it's gotta contain some useful information. Now we want you guys to finally go and investigate it. Oh, I'm sure. I know they don't give it to you. What type of controversy specifically? What do you think people would take issue with the way that this storyline is being presented? God Skyboulder. I have no interest in Arjuna.
Arjuna has no interest in you either.
Well, that's why he's trying to kill us. What did you get? What is this drink?
Cherry cola.
Ooh, you know me.
Diet cherry cola.
Yay, cancer. They do? I love them. That's how it should be. Okay, this looks like we're going to be fighting some more, Kali, so... Is that your dog in the background? My dog is sitting here licking my
That
feet.
was me.
Well, no, I was talking to my wife. My dog doesn't talk.
We don't make chimeras here, I promise.
Yes, my dog is not Nina.
That was her.
If you heard her all that far away, then this mic is better than I thought it was.
It's a good mic.
Ah,
It's 100 degrees outside.
yeah. Bro, this sky boulder is crazy, yo.
The sky boulder. Is it a nice sky boulder?
And another day has passed.
So no dog girl. Nope. Well, she is a girl. So you don't know what the god sky boulder is either then, Lakshmi? No, I don't. It was there when I was first summoned here, and it hasn't changed at all in that time since. At least I don't think it has. I haven't been watching it this whole time, so I can't say for certain. Well, I have been watching it this whole time, so I can... so I can. It definitely never changed. Since you haven't actually asked, you don't know what it is either, correct? That's right. I just never noticed there was a big, weird... sorry. I just noticed there was a big, weird cube in this Lostbelt, and didn't think anything more of it. I don't have the issue, but consider the fact that Rama, Sita, Ganesha, revered deities here. I just know the game is fiction. Not many people would understand this fact. Well, yeah, but Rama, Ganesha, Sita, all these characters are good guys in this story, or at the very least revered for their power and their role in history. So I don't see why anyone would be offended by that. If anything, it would be like an honor. Unless there was like a controversial way in which they were portrayed. I mean, sure, I considered investigating it and getting rid of it in case it turned out to be something dangerous, since it's so bizarre and all. But I hadn't the slightest idea how to go about it, so I decided to just keep an eye on the thing. Not to mention David told me I was better off leaving it alone. Don't dismiss something before you've seen its true nature, huh? True, if I did, I'd be no better than Arjuna. It was the same with me. I didn't know what it was, so I couldn't do anything about it. I could see the giant tree in the cube no matter where I went, but I had more pressing matters to attend to. Rather than bothering with something I knew nothing about, I figured my time would be better spent helping the people here who had been led astray by this unjust god. I don't know why Parvati would be controversial. Is it because they made her hot? It's about deliberate, half-baked knowledge feed to unknown. That's not really grammatically correct. You're saying that there are certain people who don't understand who would be offended. Well, that's going to be the case no matter where you are, especially here in America. That's very admirable of you, but are you sure it's okay to leave that village unattended? They should be fine during the early Yugas, especially while there are barely any Kali around. They have weapons now, even if they were hastily assembled, and I've taught them how to fight as best I can. They should be able to handle themselves in a pinch. The only thing I'm worried about right now are the sacred. There.
The sacred beasts! They're here to say hello!
It's another pack of sacred beasts, Master. Let's hide and wait for them to pass again. It's just not sacred beasts. Or it's not just sacred beasts. There's something else there, next to the road. Wait, is that a person? I'm not picking up any vital signs. I'm afraid it's a dead body. Perhaps they died of disease or in an accident. Why are you going over to it? Damn, we're too late. They must eat people. The body's disappearing. So you didn't know then. That's one of this world's mistakes. The sacred beasts purify the bodies of anyone who happens to die unexpectedly. My guess is the false god thinks dead bodies don't belong out in the world, and wants them gone as soon as possible. I see, so if this world were a single entity, the sacred beasts are the white blood cells of its immune system. Since we can assume this world's god would be the head, the sacred beasts must be... The sacred beasts must be its god damn it. I touched the thing again.
No!
Crap. Come on. What a pain in the ass. Okay, let's see here. Properties. I said properties. Listen to me. Thank you. It'll be back in order soon enough. All I did was tap the chord a little too bit. Too much, rather. Shit. What?
Which input is the Fire TV?
The 4K Blu-ray one.
Okay, Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Okay. And on the receiver?
Hmm?
And before?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. That is correct. Yep, it's back. Sorry about that, my god. Since we can assume this world's god would be the head, the sacred beasts must be its macrophages, created to detect, isolate, and remove any foreign elements. So then, does this mean the Kali they fight are something like a virus? Most intriguing. Whatever the case, people are people. When they die, they shouldn't just be cleaned up like trash. Their karma should determine what they become in their next life. At least that's what my people believe. That's what a true samsara cycle is meant to be. We cremate dead bodies to free their souls, and ensure they go on to their next life without issue. But here, as long as the sacred beasts are around, nobody will be able to hold a proper cremation. If this world has no respect for the journey of the dead, and no hope for those who are left behind, then it is nothing but a world of death. So that's why you were concerned about the sacred beast showing up in Duval. Because one of your elderly had passed away. Right. He was an old man whose time had come. There was nothing anyone could do about that. But I didn't want the false gods stealing our right to give him a proper farewell. You really helped us out there. You want to raid Japan? I don't know enough Japanese to help you with that. Like, I can listen to it, but I don't, like... I can't formulate the sentences. They're finally leaving. If they haven't already spotted you, then I would urge you to hold back for now. You're almost to God's sky boulder, and I would very much prefer to avoid making a commotion whenever possible. I know, I would have stopped them if I had found the body first, but things as they stand now, my only choice is to let them go. We should be okay now. I'm certain the sacred beasts can't detect us from this far away. Good. I'm glad I didn't have to sneeze while we were hiding. Let's go. Wow, I knew she was cool and collected, but I didn't know she had such a charming sense of humor. Any plans for lore videos on this one? Of course. Duh. But of course I have to beat it and become familiar with it before I can do a lore. My. Seeing it this close up really makes you realize just how big it actually is, doesn't it? That's what she said. Oh, I've got an idea. Why don't we take a little group photo to commemorate the occasion? Pepe. Was that a joke, or were you just trying to avoid facing the reality of our situation? Either way, it wasn't funny. If you want to pick, go ahead and take all the selfies you want. Just don't come running to me if the whole thing turns into a jump scare. Oh, you guys are no fun. I was just trying to lighten the mood a little. So, these numbers we're seeing are accurate, right? Our sensors aren't on the fritz or anything, right? That's right. We made it to the area near the cube without a problem, but...
We are here to defend our cube.
Where did all these Kali come from? I thought there were barely supposed to be any during the Kurta Yuga. I think it's the place, not the time. They're showing up as though they've just been here all along, rather than coming from somewhere else. Be that as it may, the sheer number of them is almost absurd. There are as many here as there were during the Kali Yuga, maybe even more. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we just run away? Seriously. You have a point. We can't investigate the cube with all these Kali around. Annoying since we just got here. If they surround us, we'll have nowhere to go. True, we can only take so many risks when it comes to safety, and there's certainly nothing to be gained by attempting to complete an impossible goal. And we're getting out of here now. Understood. We'll break through the Kali behind us and make a run for it. Awaiting your orders, Master. Battle, battle, battle. Okay. I can eat a little bit while I'm waiting. I don't know jack shit about new Digimon stuff, unfortunately. What do you mean, is it like a new show? Well, damn. I wasn't even able to finish my food. Killed him that fast. Okay. Guess I'll have to split it into different sittings. I don't know jack about Sidonia no Kishi either. Unfortunately, I just haven't. Okay, I think that's enough distance between us and them. I never imagined there would be that many Kali gathered there. I expected it might be dangerous, but with numbers like that, adding one more to our ranks won't be enough to fend them off. You don't have to rub it in. I wish my noble phantasm were capable of blasting them all the way at once, too. My apologies. I assure you I was not speaking sarcastically. I was merely reflecting on my failure to foresee a situation like this. I see, that's alright. No, I'm sorry. I was being oversensitive. While we are on the subject, this seems to be a good chance to tell you this. Naturally, I will do everything in my power to accomplish our mutual goal. I have no intention of holding back. But I should warn you for your own safety, you shouldn't expect me to come through when it really counts. I have never truly been able to accomplish the things I most wish to do. That is just my lot in life. Well, that's a strange opinion to have of oneself. Perhaps her failure to defend her country and life had a traumatic effect on her. Be that as it may, there is no doubt whatsoever that you are far more useful in combat than a detective in a remote location. So I hope you will continue to lend Miss Sarah your aid. Of course I will. I would be pleased if you trusted me on that much. Was that a stand arrow? Oh, I did get an arrowhead of some sort. I didn't read it. What's a stand arrow? The Kali might be from the box, but we don't know. At any rate, there really were a ridiculous number of Kali there. Lends the impression that it might be even more important in this Lostbelt than we thought. Indeed, it was as though those Kali were there solely to guard the Sky Boulder. The fact that we can no longer see them after putting just a little distance between us and the Sky Boulder would only seem to confirm that. I wonder what this could mean. For that matter, we still don't know what those Kali demons actually are. I'm guessing Holmes is probably right in that they're like a virus infecting this world, in opposition of sacred beasts. But still, we have not the slightest idea what they are, where they come from, or where they go. I don't know either, but I can say they're not any ordinary kind of creature. Given that they stick around even after the world is remade, maybe Arjuna uses them as a means to determine who is worth preserving. Or maybe they just remain here out of necessity. If it's the latter, that would mean they're a crucial part of the stage Arjuna uses to run this world. So if we defeat him, maybe they'll all just go poof. I guess that means we've just gotta figure out what to do about Arjuna. At least we know what the Sky Boulder... at least we know... Damn it, stop it. At least we now know that God's Sky Boulder is protected by vast numbers of Kali, and can't be approached lightly. It may not be much, but it is more than we knew before. In the meantime, I suggest we return to Duval and plot our next course of action. Oh, JoJo Resh. I don't know a lot of JoJo memes, so there you go. I mean, I know of the famous memes, but I don't actually watch the show. God's Commander. Okay. Whatevs.
And another day has passed.
Dun 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 dun. Anger, fury, rage is all I've got. Goddamn bastard. Servant memories are weird. It doesn't matter if they're from before your current body's age or after. Everything that ever happened to you while you were alive comes flooding into your head all at once. They're simultaneously your own memories and the recollections of a complete stranger. Facts you know to be true and lies no more real than a dream. I think that's why I remember. Why I know that what I once did. I remember the end of the war when I heard that... Jesus Christ. Drishtadyumna's cowardly plot had succeeded, that my father had been killed. I remember when I heard that Bhima had cheated on had cheated to inflict a fatal wound on Duryodhana, the oldest of the 100 Kaurava princes. Understood. Everything inside of me vowed then that I would make them pay. Rage. I swore I would exact revenge on them by any means necessary. So I chose to sneak in under the cover of night and murder all of my enemies in their sleep. You think that cowardly, criminal, an affront to all that is good and just? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I was so angry I didn't care about anything else. I think that's when I threw away everything in me besides fury. I let my fury swallow me whole until it was nothing more than a beast. A vessel of pure rage. To put it another way, that was the moment when Asfataman became no more than anger incarnate. So of course, the peaceful scenery of the Kurta Yuga only infuriates him, The sweet scent of pollen, the sun's gentle rays, the birds' happy chirping, his only response to it all is to grow ever more enraged. Everything he sees and doesn't see makes him angry, but the things that anger him most are those he sees both constantly and never. He is always angry. Always. And I guess it doesn't really matter.
Ouch!
There we go. That takes care of the lost out-of-season collie. Guess you can't even go through the Kurta Yuga without running into at least one. You know, there were always some dumb beasts up in the mountains who'd forget to hibernate for the winter, too. I'd always hunt them whenever I happened to see one. There's no telling what sort of trouble a dumb beast could get up to. Clearing away otherwise unfair or impossible obstacles is just part of the job. Thank you for saving me, God. It showed up so suddenly, and I haven't been praying since it's still Kurta Yuga. Ah, don't worry about it. I'm not a god, just a hired hand. Huh? Don't worry, you don't have to worry about that either. Anyway, you did great holding it together. I'm proud of you. Oh man, I can't believe a god is patting my head. Are you a god too? Admonishment. You are late for the meeting. I had no choice but to come get you. Whoops, is it that time already? Sorry about that. Well, see you later, son. Oh, bye. Thank you again. Do you like kids? Who can say? You could say, dude. Hey, sorry I'm late. I cannot believe you made me carry you with the wind fire wheels. Well, I had a great time. Thanks for the thrill ride. Of course, a lot of those thrills are more chills at the idea of showing up here late. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not really important enough to keep a mythological hero waiting, let alone a god. Advice, there is no point saying what you do not mean. Besides, you're something of a mythological hero yourself now. Anyway, I hate to steal the spotlight after showing up late to the party, but I got something to discuss. I was hoping Asfataman could help with us this time. But I guess he's not here. Answer, I cannot predict his actions. Our master allows him to act freely, thus I have no intention of picking him up. Guess I'll just have to talk to you guys about this then, if that's alright with you. Anyway, I just noticed a little while ago that there's fewer sacred beasts in my area than there's supposed to be. Query, you think it is them? Probably. I'm guessing they have a way of surviving the big guy's noble phantasm. Don't you find it interesting, seeing how you overcame death yourself? What? Don't be ridiculous, that's just reconstruction. It has nothing to do with the concept of death. I couldn't care less about it. So no, I don't find it interesting. Besides, I'm sure that guy there already knew. He just didn't say anything. Well, yes, that's true. It is almost certainly the case that they managed to escape to a safe zone. But regardless, the fact remains that interlopers who would interfere with the god's sandbox, I mean his beautiful reign, have survived. That strikes me as a grave problem. A very grave problem indeed, no? There, as you can see, he agrees with me quite vehemently. Indeed, as Lokapala, whom he personally embedded with divinities. Surely you understand that much without the likes of me spelling it out, no? Now then, what do you plan to do about this? Well, I'd just been planning to point Asfataman in that direction and let him go nuts. But if he's not here, he must be off on another job. Yes, that he is. I believe he's dealing with a little unfinished business on our end. Guess that means we'll just have to take care of this ourselves then. Proposal, I will go. Not only do I have time to address the issue, but I also let them escape once. I will finish this. Want some help? No need. Great, less work for me. Just to be perfectly clear, I'm not going either. I've got plenty keeping me busy. Response, I never expected you to come. Departing now. Wind fire wheels. Fa-choo! What a go-getter she is. How wonderful. What a pleasure to see such world-class mobility in person. I'm glad you won't let us down. Kubera, Regent of the North. What, is that your nickname now? I finally have another chance. I have changed since then. Resolution, I will not let them get away this time. Yeah. Damn. So we can't even get close to God's Sky Boulder, and here I thought this would be our big breakthrough. I was hoping we would find a way to take Arjuna down there. So much for that. I knew it. I knew this wasn't gonna work out. It never fails. On the rare occasion I ever actually try to put a little effort into something, I just end up getting reminded of what a failure I am. That's pretty much me in a nutshell. Waste of space. It's not your fault it didn't work out, Ganesha. None of us expected there to be that many Kali. Exactly. Moping around won't do any good, hon. Let's try to stay positive, Kay? Yeah, I suppose.
Foo-foo!
For my part, I was essentially fighting this battle alone until all of you came along. Now there's a chance, even if it's just a small one, for us to go on the offensive. I think that's progress in itself. Why don't we rest up for a while? Maybe that will, help a good idea come to us. Lady Lakshmi, welcome back! Thanks for standing guard. Anything to note? No, everything's been the same as usual here. I see you're all armed here, unlike Ajay and the other people in Bichu. I guess those rumors about you fighting the Kali off instead of just praying were true. You must be Lady Lakshmi's companions. Yes, that's right. I'm afraid Lady Lakshmi had to explain it to us many times before we understood. But eventually, we realized that there's something strange about this world, that we didn't like it here. This has been the way things are for as long as you've known. I'm sure it wasn't easy to see them differently. I think I once had someone I loved more than anything, but I can't even remember their name or their face. Whoever it was must have been killed by a Kali or in a past Yuga. Anyone who Arjuna considers defective, unnecessary, or evil disappears when a new Yuga begins, as if they never even existed. But it makes sense that it would be exceptionally complex to adjust every single parameter in the world that pertain to the people who disappear. I guess not even Arjuna can completely erase their remnants, the holes that they leave behind in the hearts of the people who cared for them. Some of us realized they lost someone when they saw the gifts their loved ones gave them in their homes. At first, it only feels like something is vaguely off, but in time you start to remember them more clearly, especially if they left behind any letters, which some did. Oh my, that's surprisingly careless of him, leaving behind so many physical records like that. Although, maybe Koyanskaya is the one behind sadistically cruel touches like that. I certainly wouldn't put it past her. Man, only being able to half remember someone you cared about sounds rough. That is way worse than Asha just forgetting about her dog. Yes, it's painful, not being able to remember someone who once meant so much to you. Unbearably so. That's why I decided to fight back. I think everyone else in our village more or less feels the same. Lady Lakshmi is the one who taught us how to fight. Any friends of hers are friends of ours. Please come inside. We don't have much, but you're welcome to... I appreciate the kind offer, but it's better we stay out of your village for now. Indeed. Oh, don't misunderstand. We're very happy to accept your invitation. But we can't very well bring along another guest who is definitely not invited. Update. Target spotted. Nedza! Warning, do not call me that. You may know another Netza, but I am not her. Yeah, she's right, that isn't the Netza you know of. Nor the one we came here with. She's still Crown Prince Nedza, Marshal of the Central Altar, but this one serves Arjuna as one of his Lokapala. So that is one of the false god's servants. The rumors I've heard say they like to brag about how he shared his divine power with them. Affirmation, yes. He has given each of us one of his many divinities. If he is a false god, then so are we. Conclusion, that is all I need to know. If you would refuse to obey his laws, then I cannot stand idly by. Assertion, Divine punishment is required here. I guess we just can't talk this out then. Alright. Pepperoncino, this is your time to shine. You said she ran off to pursue you back at the mountain where you found Ganesha, yes? Then your job is to draw her attention away from us once more. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna work now. Last time she didn't see you guys as a threat. I don't think that's the case anymore. Affirmation, that man is no longer my sole target. You are now all equally high priority targets. I will not let any of you escape. See? But why? Even if you are a different aspect of her that was summoned, or were embedded with a divinity, you're still Netza, aren't you? And the Netza we knew always had a strong sense of justice. In this world, the only measure of something's value is whether God deems it worthy or not. He's the sole arbiter of what should and should not be. I think that's inherently unjust. It disparages the value in feelings, memory, life, and death alike. So then, how can you? Oh my, that was certainly heartfelt. She really has learned how to express her anger. You are a product of mankind's arrogance and rationalism, so while I'm glad to see such emotion from you, it makes me a bit nervous. Your innocence was your greatest source of strength. Once that's gone, what will you have gained instead? Netza, please tell me something. What do you think of this world? Answer unnecessary. Commencing attack!
Get ready. Fight.
You've got it, Master. I can't let you return to your false god now that you know about our village. Prepare to die. You do realize saying stuff like that totally makes you sound evil, right? Anyway, Netza's a figure in Journey to the West and the adventure... in the Vestiture of the Gods, right? I think some people also call her Natsa? Oh man, I can't believe I'm up against someone so famous. Then again, I guess Ganesha's right up there too, huh? Alright, fine. I'll just put up, I have never heard of that word. I'll just put in a Pico effort, like usual. Pico being like nano, I imagine. Pico effort? It's a word I came up with. It means my unusual willingness to try, my usual hopelessness, my wish to avoid responsibility. It's basically all sorts of feelings rolled up into one big old mess, okay? Get with it. Huh. That's weird. Okay, so... the problem is, did she come with friends, or is it just her? Oh,
Merlin!
That should do it. Or maybe I should have brought Skahak. Damn it. I should have brought Skahak. Endurance battle? They actually told me that? Six left. I guess that means we just have to hit her with different stuff. Do I change servants? Not very often, honestly. I don't know, I just play RPGs like that. I don't know. Buff removal, yeah, that might have helped. Well, it would have helped, of course.
君の道行きを信じよう。さあ行きなさい。
唐突に来らない。五輪の神髄
いいとも。
待ってました。なん千万代自在賢者謙虚にその規制を医者だ大天使。
そう
なんの
Sorry.
技能を使用。
Do you have a video related to Lord Elmaloy the Case Files? I mean, yes and no. I've covered a bit of it in my lessons in Magecraft, but I haven't made like a lore of Elmaloy Case Files. I really want to do that yet, but I actually have to sit down and read the light novels, which I haven't been able to do. Sorry, the model is doing weird stuff because I'm like eating. I'm sorry. As for the Xenoblade thing, Xenoblade X, didn't the Lifehold, like, conduits or whatever, look like Zohar's? So I think thematically they still had them in there.
小さな窓がいいとも。そこは壁もなく城もなく国すらない始まりの空。魂のありかを見せようか。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。何サービスだと思う。どうでは本気を出すとしよう。
No! Don't kill him! Okay. You bitch.
技能を使用。
What did you just put on you? Oh, okay. You bitch! Oh yeah, you are debuff immune. Wah, wah, wah.
よーし、そこ狙うからね。
では
I'm gonna pray that, like, Merlin doesn't die.
ま
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'll try it.
なんの
Oh shit.
技能を使用。
Well, damn.
退散。あとはま
Well, I ain't gonna accept that. You never know. You kind of have to manipulate the AI sometimes.
この辺りいじった方がいいんじゃないか。
No, no, no.
任せ
There we go.
オートま、オートモなんの返せるか。技能を使用。
Oh, now you don't attack. God damn it. Now you don't attack Merlin, you little twat. Except Waver's about to die.
罠
なんの
Hopefully, wait, I don't even know if you're multi or single. Not you're multi. Bye-bye, Waver, I'm sorry.
ここまでか。あとを頼む。
待ってました。そこだ。
Parker, I think you're talking about Ganguro or Gyaru. Gyaru is not necessarily the dark skin, but that's often been associated with it as well. Oh, so it was an endurance fight. I was gonna kill her, man. I wanted to kill her. Well, guess I'll have to take a break. What the hell? God's commander. Oh God, I don't know what we're fighting. Are we fighting Netza still? When in doubt, waver it out. Or, no Merlin, I mean. There we go. Yeah. I'll be at a disadvantage if this is a multi-Kali fight, but you never know. She does look kind of Gyaru-ish, I suppose. How can she have so many noble phantasms? What's going on here? I don't think those are noble phantasms. They're probably Baobei, depicted in the investiture of the gods, so I can understand why she has them. The Netza we know has never exhibited this kind of fighting ability. There's something else going on here. She did say that Arjuna shared one of his divinities with her. I suspect the key lies there. If Arkawade, you already said this before, I think, KB. If Arkawade attended Tono's school, she would dress as a Gyaru when Shiki tells her to dress normal. You're also having lunch? Yeah. Suzuka Gozen is a Gyaru in her... Well, she's like Ganguro and Gyaru-ish in her, Santa form for arcade machines. She's just a Joshi Kosei in FGO proper. She did say that Arjuna... Oh, yeah, you're right. This is no natural divine spirit amalgamation, like we've seen with Sitonai. This is a case of divine elements simply being fused into an existing being. As difficult as it may be to believe, if only one of Arjuna's divinities is truly able to coexist with a servant spirit origin, that would indeed explain this remarkable increase in her power and abilities. Assuming he gave her one of the Lokabala regents... Sorry. Assuming he gave her one of the Lokapala regent... What the fuck? One of the Lokapala regents tasked with defending different directions. Oh, I guess the Lokapala agents were, like, also divinities that I... Okay, I get it. I'd say Kubera is probably at the top of the list of possibilities. Kubera is the god of wealth and treasure, so that would explain why she has such an abundance of power now. Never heard that name before. Not well known in your neck of the woods? Trust me, he's a very important god in India. There are all sorts of stories about him, but they all agree that he was the guardian of the north. He was also known as Dhanapati, the lord of wealth, and Vaisravana, son of Vishrava. Jesus. All these names, I'm sorry. Though in Japan he might be better known as Tanmoten or Bishanmoten. We know that name. Bishamonten. Bishamonten. That's it. Kubera. I think he was Ravana's half-brother. As I recall, he battled Ravana, only to lose both the fight and control over the island of Lanka. And in that case, he has some connection to me as well, or rather, Sita. Also, oh, maybe that's why he's such a good match for Nets. Request, shut up. There is no need to explain. We are here to fight. Still, I will tell you one thing. The divinity of the God of Wealth does reside within me. Declaration. Therefore, this can only end in defeat. What are you doing? Oh, cripes! Another OP item? No fair! She's decked out in legendary gear, and I'm still in my starting equipment. Gods have immense power far beyond ordinary beings. That's what makes them gods. What's wrong with Gilda? If this Netza really has been given a divinity, it would definitely explain how she got so absurdly strong. But it's so sad, I can barely stand to watch.
Battle time!
Is this fight for real now? Sure looks it. It looks like the same fight, but now I actually have to do it. What a pain in the ass.
なるべくは避けたい行為
議論しよ
仕方あるまい
Well, thank you, Pepe. You should have put that on one of my other guys, but I'll take it. At least I can start off the fight right away. Or maybe not. How bad is this attack debuff? It just looks like a regular one.
ではお任せ夢のような
何事もやればできるさ。
う。超絶に切らない。五輪の
つまらん
真髄
お望みのままに
お見せしましょう。目近に憤怒を持って勝負。この我が勝負異謝な大転生。
なんだ
Damn, it definitely didn't take as much as it did the first time.
議論をしよう。
Oh, she can overload. Well, I'll take that. I'm pretty sure this is gonna kill you. Yep. Oh, cool. That evade lasted for another... How long is that evade gonna last? Fuck. 2 left. Nice. That was helpful. The big question is, will she kill Waver this turn? I don't want her to, but we'll find out, won't we?
どうぞ
God damn it! No.
貴様の名を汚
You will not kill my Waver. Sorry. I just want to test it. See if the AI was going to be on my side, but nope. What do you mean by lore power creep? I don't really understand it. Well, that works.
待ってました。
そうどう
Have any foreigners? I don't know if I... I don't know. Yes, time reversal.
任せて。
星の宇宙に物見の楽園の端から君に聞かせよう。
Well, what do you mean, how do you progress through the stories in FGO? I'm doing it right now.
技能を使用。
Hey, he didn't die. Wow! He survived.
使用。
That's amazing. Too bad I'm out of buffs. I don't know what to do now. I think it might be in my best interest to switch out Waver for the Shike Shike. Yeah, let's try that, man. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Because Shiki's cool, and she can do this. Wah! Let's see what this does. I don't know if it'll do any good. Yada yada. I mean, I did stream all of my fights in Babylonia. I kind of feel like they were easier than some of the stuff I do now. I don't know. You just take each and every fight, one at a time. What? No! No! You don't get to crit that hard. You crit way too hard, bitch. He wasn't supposed to do that. She wasn't supposed to do that, rather. What can you do when they can one-hit kill you? You never know who they're gonna target. So you kind of have to experiment a little bit. Do I want to try the same thing I just did? I do. Actually, yes, I do. I do want to do it again. I just wanted to pass one more turn without killing someone. No! That's even worse! That's even worse! You can't kill Merlin because he... Now we're just gonna have to manipulate AI because she's a cheater. That pisses me off, man. Yo. Yo, bro. Why, lady? You know, Shisho would be very good for this fight. I should have brought her, but I didn't. For the love of God, let's try something a little different, okay? Let's do this. This and this. I'm holding off on the invulnerability because she's gonna NP next turn. And that's when I want to use it, so I can be more efficient. Hello. Alright, who are you gonna kill now, huh? Yeah, there you go, you bitch. Oh, whoa! That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, well. Hooray for this. What a shame. God, 1 HP? You would have burned yourself with that. If you have sure hit, I'm gonna cry. Okay, good. No! I was worried about that. Whatever. Whatever. What the fuck? Where did she go? What? 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 She had a whole health bar, and she just died. Fuck yeah, what the hell? Huh? I missed that. I'm gonna have to, like, check the replay. Okay, I'll take it. Ah. She didn't want to face the Squirtoria. She's like, no! No, anything but that! Anything but that! Ooh, that sounds delightful. We actually killed her. You've noticed too, haven't you, Master? That fight was clearly... Netza, why? That was an incredible display of wealth and fortune. It almost makes me envy you, but... You took it too far. Even with all your abundance, it seems you were spreading it faster than you could replenish it. You know, I thought the way you were burning through your items seemed familiar. You were doing it on purpose. You went out of your way to use more of your power than necessary. You made sure to use so much that not even the god of wealth could recover from the loss. Why? I'm a die, thank you forever. I love that. Kubera is the god linked to my father. Huh? In China, Crown Prince Netza's father is known as... Hey cat, what are you doing? I gotta be careful of whenever the cat comes over here, because he can rub his face into the power strip and turn off my whole computer. He's done it before. And I was like, God damn it! You cute cat, what the hell? In China, Crown Prince Netza's father is known as... Tuota Li Tiangwang? Jesus. Tuota Li Tiangwang, aka Pagoda-bearing Heavenly King, Li, aka Li Jing. Why do you have so many names, bro? And in Japan, Li Jing is considered to be the same as the figures I mentioned before. Tan Monten and Bishan Monten. Or Bisha Monten. There's a lot of cross-pollination between Taoist lore and Buddhist myth when it comes to gods like these, so it can be difficult to make sense of. But the long and short of it is, we can be pretty sure that Li Jing and the Hindu god Kubera are one and the same. And I, of course, have a connection to my father. Confusion. There is something inside the jewel I hold in my chest. I do not know what to call these feelings I hold towards my father. What does that all mean? The details are a little different between Journey to the West and the Investiture of the Gods. But basically, Netza was born with tremendous power and wreaked a lot of things, even as a baby. Her father acted in anger and fear, and Netza lost her body as a result. She was later reborn into a new being thanks to the Buddha and Tai Genren. Well, the real story might be more complicated than that, but that's an accurate picture of the central relationships. Plus, they say Netza's father is still afraid of her power, so... I am Crown Prince Netza, Marshal of the Central Altar. I am not Li Jing. It is therefore impossible for me to tell you what I think and feel now that both beings have been combined within me. But I can be certain about this. It is not right for Li Jing to exist inside Netza. It is utterly preposterous. Truth. Such a being can never be me. Truth. That is not how I am meant to function. That's why you burned yourself out? You couldn't accept what you've become? But why take such a, well, roundabout approach to suicide? Good point. If you wished to end your life, you could have done so any number of ways. For example, you could have fought back against the god who made you that way with all your might. Since he trusted you enough to bestow you with power, you should have had plenty of chances to attack him if you chose. I considered that, of course, but deemed it impossible. His divine power is just too great. Peppercorn. And if I lost, he might decide to erase my consciousness for being defective. Then I would truly become nothing more than a puppet with Netza's body and Kubera's power. Conclusion, that would be a fate worse than death. If you ended up as a berserker thanks to that file inside of you being the most prevalent in your manifestation, that would probably also mean that your feelings about your father are stronger and fresher than the usual Netza. Which would explain why you just didn't want to deal with it. Yes, I tried not to think about it at first. I buried my feelings deep down and did my best to forget them. But then I saw her. Our Netza. The moment I saw her, I felt like I had been cursed. I was overcome with rage and hatred and envy, so much so that I couldn't stop myself from destroying her. I could not stand the idea of another me, a truer me, being out there. I could not accept it, but destroying her did nothing to lift my curse. I could no longer ignore my incompleteness. I could no longer stand how ugly I was. That's why I did this. Elaboration. It was not you who destroyed me. I destroyed me. Well, I was gonna destroy you. I can't say I approve of what you did, but I can understand it. That is fine. If nothing else, I was able to avoid the worst possible outcome. For that, I thank you. But I will not apologize. The one to whom I should apologize is no longer here. Defects should just disappear. For the first time, I understand that logic. The defective Netza mixed with her father will disappear. That is how it should be. Salvation. I will not return in the next Yuga. You're a servant of that god. You have no right to say that. My lover is gone now. How dare you say they were defective? How dare you say they deserve to disappear? Apology. I have no way of knowing that. All I am saying is, for those of us ashamed of our own defectiveness, getting to disappear can be a kind of salvation. Hang on! If you're really grateful to us, then give us some info before you disappear. It can be about anything. Arjuna, the other Lokapala. Oh, we want to know about the god Sky Boulder, too. That giant cube? Truth unknown. I know nothing about it either. Nor do I know who might know something. Damn, I was afraid you'd say something like that. The Lokapala are the servants that he was bestowed with divinities, so that he bestowed with. If you defeat them, those divinities should disperse like mine is. So we can whittle down their forces by taking them out, huh? That's definitely good to know. Whenever we inevitably face off with Arjuna, not having to also fight 3 servants with godly power at the same time will be a huge help. Can you tell us anything about the other Lokapala? Answer. Asvataman is a special case. He goes around on his own, fighting battles in place of Arjuna. The others watch all over different regions. They assemble under Arjuna's orders, but in general, they keep to their assigned area. There are only 3 Lokapala, so each one covers a wide swath of land. I do not know what happened to the gods who were originally meant to guard the different directions. There are supposed to be 8 Lokapala, one for each cardinal direction. I wonder if their divinities are inside Arjuna because he doesn't need them. What do all of you Lokapala do exactly? In which directions do you oversee? Answer, we watch over people, guard against revolt, and take care of the sacred beasts. My territory stretches over everything, from the north to the southeast. The old man handles everything from the north to the southwest. And the young man handles everything from the southeast to the southwest. The old man is William Tell, an archer, and the young man is how do I say that? Jesus. An archer, and the young man is Asclepius, a caster. Asclepius. I recognize that name. But I forgot who the fuck it was. Start the quest, bruh. Asclepius? Sweet, we got his true name! Asclepius is a hero known for being one of the Argonauts, oh right, and for founding medicine as we know it today. It's too bad Atalante's not here. She might have been able to tell us more about him. And then there's William Tell, one of the most famous hunters in the world. So that's who the elderly man is. As a rule, servants are usually summoned in their prime. So his middle-aged appearance must be because that time in his life is when his skills were at their peak. Interestingly, neither of these heroic spirits have any connection to India whatsoever. But now, they've been given the divinity and power of Indian gods. I wonder what effect that's had on their abilities. Answer, oh, you're still not dead? I never paid much attention to their abilities. I did not need to. You sure giving us a long time before you die. Oh, report. I have reached my limit. There you go. Outsider. No, Master of Chaldea. Maybe we will meet again someday. And if we do, let it not be this defective version of me. I hope it will be that other pure me. Kablam. Just because a servant is given divine power, that doesn't necessarily mean they will see it as a good thing. If anything, it was that power that made her see herself as defective. Yes, even servants are no exception. Knowing what you need, what you don't, what to keep, what to discard. I think everyone has to decide those things for themselves, because no two people are exactly alike. It's no one else's place to unilaterally choose them for you, not even a god. You had every right to say that. Or to say what you did to that Lokapala. I can more than understand your anger at someone desiring to cut themselves off from this world, after they've been going around doing the same to others. All I'm saying is that the ones serving the god have their reasons as well. As that girl there just said, it's not right for a single entity, even a god, to make decisions for the entire world. Yes, you're right. Besides, the important thing is that you and your comrades succeeded at defeating one of the Lokapala. This is cause for celebration. I'll go tell the others. Wahahaha! I'm a Wario! Not only did you defeat one of the Lokapala, you even learned the true names of the other two servants. This is a most welcome turn of events, Sarah. It feels like the car infuriatingly blocking our way moved aside, and we finally got to floor it and leave them in the dust. Now we just have to keep up our momentum all the way to the finish line. You're not really much good at gauging the mood, are you? We're not exactly celebrating here. No wait, my god power's telling me what's really going on here. You did gauge the mood here and just ignored it. Neats like me aren't too good at that sort of social stuff. Though I guess you still could also call it a pretty minor skill. Would you mind not psychoanalyzing me right where I can hear you? Especially when you're going to be so spot on. As the commander, I merely offered my assessment of the present situation. Who can beat Gilgamesh? I mean, Artoria beat Gilgamesh when he was swarmed in his own pride, and that was his own downfall, so yeah, he can be beaten. And a good fight always has circumstances. Well, this was very unfortunate for Netza. It worked out for us. If she hadn't purposely worn herself down, I don't think we could have avoided taking some heavy losses. I don't know about that, I still had my Squirtoria, I swear. I agree, it doesn't feel like we won so much as she let us win. Netza was a special case, since she just happened to have a special connection to the Indian divinity she was given. I don't think we can count on anything similar happening with the Lokapala who don't have any ties to India. Agreed. Asvataman was a significant threat, even when we were only trying to get away. His regenerative abilities and his immortality were both on a scale I've rarely seen. How long is the story? 20 sections, so maybe I'm like half. As for the other servants, we should assume they're at least as powerful as Netza would have been if she'd made better use of Kubera's power, if not more so. We'll figure something out. That's it? I can't tell if you're deliberately trying to stay positive or just a hopeless optimist. Still, if nothing else, at least we've made a bit of progress. Eliminating one of the divinities under Arjuna's control is a victory no matter how you look at it. Though of course it's still too early to say how much value or significance this victory portends. Actually, now that you mention it, I do feel a little lighter. The indescribable pressure we've been felt hindering us in this world. That strange feeling that something is off that's been preventing us from finding our footing. It feels like it's not quite as bad now. Well, what are you basing it on, life quality, about FGO losing players? Do you have a statistic? Oh, the views of LB4's release? Are you talking about YouTube or something? I don't know. It seems safe to assume that eliminating one of the Lokapala has improved the state of the world somehow. Needless to say, if we're going to defeat Arjuna, we'll need to reduce his overwhelming power and find a way to draw out more of our own. If eliminating Lokapala can achieve both at once, that would be truly killing two birds with one stone. Forget birds or stones. At this point, that looks to be our only possible path to victory, period. So I guess we'll just have to make our way down. Make our way down it a little bit at a time. Journey of 1,000 miles and all that. In other words, our next course of action is to try and take out all the other Lokapala. And luckily, we now know where we can probably find them. Sure, they may just be very general directions, but it's still better than having no leads at all. Plus, I bet the towns and villages in those areas will know something.
Sounds good to me.
Do I have Rama? Shit, I don't remember. I might have Rama, but I don't have him leveled up. According to Netza, Asvataman moves around freely on his own, so going after him won't be an option. So the question is, who do we pursue first? William Tell or Asclepius? That's a no-brainer. Archer is clearly the higher priority target. Oh, why's that? Isn't it obvious? We can't have him sniping Sarah now, can we? She's the cornerstone of our whole operation here, after all. I may be personally blessed by the goddess of fortune, but Sarah there is the one holding the key to our victory. Therefore, we should take out that archer first, to eliminate the risk of Sarah being taken out at a distance and ensure her safety. I understand how you feel, but I'm not certain the choice is so clear-cut. We shouldn't let our king rush headlong into danger just because we're wary of their rook. No, I understand. It's a question of who has the greater advantage. The fact is, we currently have no servants who excel at mid to long-range combat. Every member in our current lineup is close to a mid-range fighter. If we were to go after the archer first, we could end up struggling to pin him down, only to have him really throw a wrench in the works by calling in reinforcements. Agreed, that is a distinct possibility. How do you get your servants stronger in a short period? Participate in every single event you possibly can, and buy up every single opportunity to get tons of flame embers, so that the moment you get a servant, you can just level them up to max level, period. That should be the first priority ever. Agreed, that is a distinct possibility. Casters, on the other hand, tend to be excellent mages, but they're certainly not known for their prowess in battle. Being an excellent mage doesn't actually automatically make you an excellent warrior, after all. No, most casters fight by laying cunning traps and collecting information outside of battle to stack the deck in their favor. So in a head-to-head brawl, they're likely to fall one step behind compared to an archer. If we can drag them into such a brawl, we should have a good chance of defeating them. Essentially, our goal would be to reduce the enemy's forces by going after the weaker opponents first. That would leave the archer's threat looming over us, but that has been no less true all this time. I believe we can minimize the risks by taking measures against any attempts at sniping and eliminating the caster as quickly as possible. Then it's settled. We'll go after the caster first. I can't believe it. What can't you believe? As a fellow chubster, I demand an explanation. Hey, I'll have you know that I only have all this extra weight out of respect for Ganesha. Anyway, I was just surprised that you were acting like a decent commander for once. You really do know the differences between servant classes, don't you, Gotchi? Gotchi? Does that mean she thinks I'm like Karl Gotch, the undisputed god of pro wrestling? Huh, that's a rather elegant nickname you've come up with there, young lady. That I appreciate. But to be clear, I've been studying this sort of thing ever since I knew I was going to be the next director of Chaldea. After all, it would be quite the farce if Chaldea's top brass didn't know the first thing about its crucial heroic spirit summoning system. Isn't that right, Kyrielite? Yes, Director. I know you've been studying diligently every day since we left Russia. What? No. I've known all these things all along. I'm nothing if not a capable commander, after all. Regardless, I now easily know just as much as a newly minted master. Furthermore, I've also taken another look at Sarah's reports. By this point, I can... Okay, yeah, I don't know. Streams just die for random reasons. I wish I could tell you what, but I can't. And I'll read back what got cut off, apparently, because, yeah. By this point, I can quickly calculate each class's traits, the cost of summoning a given servant, and the amount of strain placed on the nervous system by the Mystic Code. With just one hand and a common pocket calculator. Incidentally, Sarah, you'll be getting hungry in about 3 hours, so make sure you have some rations ready to go. He's even calculated the rate at which Master burns calories. Yes, very impressive. Now can we get back on track? So we'll be going after Asclepius first. Netza said he's in charge of the south, but how do we go about finding him? I am told there's a town in the south. If his job includes keeping an eye on the people in his region, there's a strong chance he'll show up there. In that case, we should be able to ask someone in this village, where to find it. Okay, sounds like a plan to me. Good. Alright, Sarah, your next mission is to head south and find Castor Asclepius and defeat him. Well, I'm not having lag on, like, my gameplay or anything like that. Oh, and don't worry. Yours truly, the beautiful Miss Da Vinci, will be holding an extensive lecture on Greek heroes to give you something to listen to on the way. Woo! I mean, the game's not going to be like the most popular thing forever. And it hasn't been exactly like... What? Oh, cool. Section 11 looks like it's long and frustrating. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so I'll bring an assassin of some sort. That'll do. And,
Skahak, get over here.
that should do it. Do you play other gacha games? No, I do not. I do not. Okay. You don't talk much. Oh, my. It would seem Kubera has vanished. Well, damn, now I feel bad for pawning my job off on her. Don't be stupid. She ran off on her own. You didn't ask her to go. Also, if you're going to bother saying that sort of thing, then you could at least pretend you mean it. You don't look the least bit sorry. Yeah? Don't know what to tell you then. I'm really broken up over here. This won't do. This won't do at all. I could tell Crown Prince Nessa was up to something, but she was still one of the hands of God. The fact that she's gone now is... There is no problem. The God's power is infinite. Even if one is shattered, I remain limitless. So cool. What are we talking about? Indeed. Of that I have no doubt whatsoever. But you must agree that it is inconvenient to have one fewer pawn to serve you, yes? Is that not why you summoned the other servants after Asfataman? To have them execute your will? What do you say, if you like? I would be happy to provide you with another summoning spell. No, even that is of no consequence. All I need now is to keep repeating the Yugas. Thanks to the power you all brought me, I have been able to speed up the sluggish Yuga cycle. So I will continue on. I'll keep drowning the world's defects, its evils, and cutting them away. The demise of the Great Yuga, the cycle formed by the other Yugas that only a god can see, is approaching. The Great Yuga, huh? You said this 10-day Yuga cycle you're repeating is itself just a part of this Great Yuga, right? Indeed. Now is the time for the universe to end. The whole world has lapsed into degeneracy. The great Kali Yuga and its massive destruction is at hand. Oh God, you should be proud. The seeds of mortality you have tended for an eternity are at last about to bear fruit. Ordinarily, I would take hundreds, no thousands of years. It would. But that would be far too long to wait. Thanks to you dramatically shortening the small Yuga cycle to 10 days, the great Yuga cycle has been sped up as well. How wonderful. And then all that will remain is that which is truly good, truly necessary. Then I will be able to create a perfect, ideal world. Indeed, indeed, indeed. What a lovely world that would be. If that really does happen, why, that would be just lovely. Soon, very soon now, I think. You will remake the world over the course of enough small yugas for us to get there. I wonder how many more yugas it will take. 1, 2, few enough that we can count them with our hands. I can't wait to find out. Hey, alter ego, enough with the digressions. Basically, the boss is telling us not to worry about Netza's death, right? Fine, got it. Now, can I get back to my research? I've got a lot on my plate, you know? I swear there's nothing worse than all the time people waste on pointless chatter. Especially when they're your patient, and you've got to listen to them blabbing all about their inane personal lives. It would be one thing if they at least had some interesting rare disease. But it's almost always just another boring cold or broken bone or something. Wait. Alright, if you want me to wait, I'll wait. What is it? There's something I should tell all of you. Oh? My, how unusual. Yes, it's not every day we see a glimpse of his humanity. He whips down his drawers. He's like, look at my penis. I'm insecure about it. How big do you think it should be? Is this an appropriate size? And they're like, You do not have a divine penis? Despite all of them gods burritoed inside you? I don't see as much water or flowers as I did yesterday. This looks like the harvest season. I guess that depends on the current Yuga, too. As I recall, today is the beginning of the Treta Yuga. That's the time when things start to deteriorate a bit, from how they were during Krita Yuga, and 1/4 of the world's rightful order is lost. It's quite the radical difference for us to just see things change so instantaneously, but that's just the way this world works. For the people who live in this world, this is all perfectly normal. Nonetheless, I cannot help but feel that this state of affairs is far too sudden and unnatural. If the Yuga cycle has been shortened to a mere 10 days, something is certainly amiss. Wait, what is the power cap for Emiya? I don't know what you're talking about. At this point, I would not be the least bit surprised to learn that there was some sort of distortion here affecting the entire world. Alright, now that we've all adjusted to our new surroundings, it's time for the lecture I promised. You keep walking, I'll keep talking. Asclepius is a hero from Greek mythology. His father was the Olympian god Apollo, and his mother was a woman named Coronis, making him a demigod. Shortly after his birth, he was entrusted to a centaur sage. That's right, our very own Chiron. That's how I know his name. It's from Chiron's lore. Right. Asclepius first studied medicine under him, but his talent for medicine surpassed his teachers eventually. In addition to the sun, Apollo was also the god of sickness and healing, so that's probably where Asclepius got his talent for medicine. To elaborate, he took the knowledge of herbology Chiron imparted to him and expanded on it, which led to the concept of medicine as we know it, today spreading far and wide. Up to that point, healing had been strictly the domain of the gods, which is probably why he came to be known as the father of medicine, and a god in his own right. At the time, the concept of a doctor, someone with both the knowledge and skills to treat injuries and disease in someone other than themselves, and a patient, the beneficiary of the doctor's knowledge and skill, was a huge paradigm shift, and Asclepius is the one who made it happen. Wow, when you put it like that, he sounds like a really big deal. Though of course I'm sure Ganesha's way more famous than him, being an actual god and all. How powerful do you think the most powerful being in Type Moon is in terms of destructive capacity, attack power? Who is it? I don't usually talk death battle stuff. To me, it all comes down to subjective things. that if you really wanted to write a story in which one character won over another, you could easily do so. Because there are always circumstances by which anyone has their powers, whether it's being given to them or taken from them. As I mentioned earlier, he was one of the Argonauts, owing entirely to his skill as a doctor. He probably got to know Atalante, Heracles, and Medea during the voyage on the Argo, too. It's too bad none of them are here now. They might have been able to tell us more about him. I'm sorry, but I have no interest in his life story. All I need to know is how to defeat him. Oh, there are plenty of other interesting stories to share about him, like the one about how his staff became entwined with snakes, and came to be symbolic of medicine everywhere. But it looks like that one will have to wait. The beautiful Miss Da Vinci is taking a short sabbatical. Why's that? I'm picking up a huge wildlife reading! It looks like some kind of hydra! Ugh. Maybe words have more power than we give them credit for. While there are many Indian legends involving serpents, such as Naga and Vritra, it would seem to be no more than an ordinary creature. One that is apparently set on having Miss Sarah for its supper. Why is it always gotta be me? Talk about the struggle for existence. There is no need to bother Indra about this. The fewer dangerous animals there are, the safer it is for everyone. I don't want to be eaten either. You guys have seen how a snake's stomach bulges out after it swallows its prey whole, right? I'm warning you now, Hydra. The same thing's gonna happen to you if you eat me. Oh, by the way, I'm a vegetarian now, so if you want to make me an offering, some potato chips would hit the spot. Sorry, I got a bit of air in my throat. Ugh, gotta kill the Hydra. Whoops. I am an Indian werewolf. How much does that get you? That was... Most times when my stream goes down, I can easily get it back up and running within 5 minutes. So if everybody abandons ship every time the stream runs into a little bit of an issue, it is sad. I'll fix it. I will fix it. What was my best roll recently? Well, I haven't really rolled in a long time. And the last time I tried was for Kama. And she would not come home. She would not. What's up? But of course I didn't want to roll too hard for Kama, because I'm still waiting for the summer. And I have more servants this summer, I think, than any other servant summer. Unless the alien god. Yeah. Nope, no alien god here. Clear de Atlante.
I'm the Hydra, and I'm going to eat your face.
気力十分
では
光よ集え
Atalante, with the power of your plump ass, bring me victory! Are you talking about Kagetora? I did not look at it. It's just, I never have an opinion on death battles. I just don't. I'm like, I literally couldn't care less. It's just personally not my thing.
疑似人格停止第2段階限定解除を開始
戦争発病論語フィニアだパラディンは破れない
Do you like her NP showcase? I like her NP period, if that's what you mean. I mean, she's got a nice butt. She's got a nice everything. I'm not actually much of a butt guy. Like, by default. Like, I can appreciate one. But if I were to put them in order of priority, I like a nice slim midriff more than anything else. Though I do like Atalante's Dojin with Astolfo. I very much like that one. Nom 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 nom. What are you eating?
Foo, foo, foo.
Right, right. I make the best roasted bananas you'll ever have. Go on, Mashi, try one. They're great for your skin and for staying in shape. You're still a growing girl, so you've got to eat up. Of course, I'll be digging right in with you. I'm eating one right now. It is really good. Of course it's too hot for you, foe. Cats have very heat-sensitive tongues, and you're practically one of them. You'll just have to make do with a regular unroasted banana. I haven't camped down since the rebellion. This really brings back memories. By definition, a rebellion involves fighting a ruler much stronger than you. Surely it can't all be nostalgic. Of course not. I remember very well how we never had enough supplies to go around. Am I saying Atalante? I mean Bradamante. Yes, they are cousins, and yes, they are banging in a dojin, but that's okay. And yes, Bradamante is already in a relationship with another man, rather desperately so, and that's why she only offers Astolfo her butt, which is like a prize in my book. In the hentai world, that is the superior. No. The Sepoy incited uprisings left and right before they ran off to Delhi, leaving us Jazzy to clean up the mess. Thanks to that, we had almost nothing in the way of people, funding, or supplies. Sometimes my comrades and I had nothing at all to eat but a single half-rotten banana between us all. Hey, I know it's none of my business, but are you sure you don't want to join in the conversation? You are quite intelligent, aren't you? Then you do know who I am. Well, if you are who I think you are, I just remembered that there were rumors of you helping the Sepoys in their rebellion. Of course, that is just how the story goes, so I have no idea if it's true. Who can say? The truth is, I'm really not anyone right now. All I can say is if Sion hadn't summoned me, I wouldn't be who I currently am. Huh? Then does that mean... At any rate, we should be using this time to let Sarah and her team rest, right? I don't see any need to jump in with my own old unasked for stories. I'm going to take another look at the engine. If you don't see me again tonight, it's because I'm busy there. Got it. It seems you're no ordinary queen either, though I could already tell as much from the way you fight. Are you saying a queen who would sleep on the ground is no true queen? Not at all. Sita is said to have been born in the ridge between two rice fields. If anything, I'm fond of women who have an earthly scent. My oh my! I guess the really famous heroes are natural Casanovas. I have no... I'll have to make sure I remember this. Huh? Why would you do that? Wait, you're not planning on telling Sita about this if we find her, are you? You've got it all wrong. I wasn't making a pass at her. I know that's silly. Of course I won't tell Sita about this. Don't lie to me, it's written all over your face. It's pretty relaxing here, isn't it, Mashu? Yes, definitely. Can I tell you something, Senpai? For some reason, I can't really explain. I feel like everything's going to work out. Oh? I know God Arjuna is incredibly powerful. I know this world runs on a truly bizarre system. And I know that Netza and Karna aren't here to help us anymore. Who's the pure Christian girl? Oh. Well, no, she's the one who put it in the butt. It was her call. We've seen some very, very painful things. To be honest, it was all bringing me down a little.
Me too.
But now, having all of us gathered around a campfire like this makes me feel more optimistic. Pepe was always so nice to me, even back when I didn't know anything at all. I knew he was a very social person, so it was difficult for me to accept that he had become our enemy. But now we're sitting around the same campfire, united in a common goal. It's also... I don't know if this is the best way to say it, but it makes me really happy. And you know, I'm actually kind of hopeful right now. Maybe, just maybe, Asclepius, the caster we're about to face, will have his own feelings about this world, just like Netza did. So if we talk to him, maybe there's a chance he'll be willing to help us out. Oh, you've grown up to be such a good girl, Mashi. I'm so glad to hear you think that. Pepe. Of course, I'm not too hopeful about my own prospects, so I can't share your optimism. But in that sense, we each have our own place, we each have to place our own bets, so it's nothing you need to worry about. You're right, it's definitely not impossible. It might be well worth our while trying to talk to him and William, even if they are Lokapala. But I don't think we should waste our breath on Asfataman. What makes you say that? You saw what he's like when we fought him before. You know how fiercely determined he is. You can't give anything that much effort unless you really, truly believe what you're doing.
He just wouldn't stay down, no matter what.
Right. However much you hurt him, he'll just bounce right back, even if the wound is fatal. He was nowhere near so durable when he was with me, so it must be something within the divinity, Arjuna gave him. But at any rate, He didn't even think to pretend he was out of commission so he could take it easy until his wounds finished healing, right? He's as hardcore as they come. So I don't think we should get our hopes up about him secretly hating this world and being willing to betray it. If anything, he seemed to me like he cared more about serving Arjuna than anything else. Not because Arjuna's his master now. I got the impression that he's a true believer in what Arjuna's doing. He and Arjuna might have been enemies back when they were human, but I'm pretty sure Arjuna is way beyond thinking about the Kauravas and the Pandavas at this point. I always meant to try and get to know Asvathaman better, but I was so busy back when this Lostbelt was first made that I kept putting it off. Now I really wish I'd made time for him. Maybe then I'd be at least have an idea of what he's thinking right now.
Foo, foo, foo.
What is your thoughts about this Lostbelt so far? And butt stuff? Butt stuff is a separate topic. What are my thoughts about the Lostbelt? I mean, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. They tend to get exhausting just because they're so long. But so far, I like the general promise and the characters in this. Oh my! Are you trying to slap some sense into me, little animal? Trying to tell me I shouldn't have let my contract with my servant be taken away? Yes, you're right. I'm his former master, so I should feel responsible too. Or I do feel responsible, yeah. Even then, he always seemed like he was angry about something, so we couldn't have been less alike. But I didn't mind that. I figured that way I could let him handle everything that wasn't in my wheelhouse. Not to mention he was always an incredible fighter. Angry, huh? That's true, he was always super pissed off. Is there like a reason for that, or is that just how he is? I'm not sure. All I know is, he was like that from the time I summoned him. So who knows? Maybe it just is how he is. There is one story that says he attacked an enemy army in the dead of night out of anger over his father's murder. Even though that sort of thing was absolutely against the rules of warfare at the time. Anywho, as a servant, he's always been fueled by rage. I'm sure there's more to him than that, but his rage burned so hot it seemed like it subsumed everything else. In some respects, you could say he was a bit socially awkward. But anger's a force to be reckoned with. Some people think of anger as giving you blinders and making you unwilling to see reason. But on the other hand, that kind of focus can be very powerful. So the idea of going against someone so relentlessly devoted to his cause, well, it scares me. Honestly, I don't know what he'll be like now, if I was still his master. Sounds like he would have been a very helpful ally. You think? I have a feeling a lukewarm puddle like me would have only cooled him off, and not in a good way. Anyway, I'm sure that wherever he is now, he's mad as hell about something. I swear I don't know how he does it. It just takes oodles of passion to stay angry all the time. Passion? Really? Oh yes, his heart simply burns with passion. When you grow up, you'll understand just how hard and how sad it is to be angry, that you burn yourself out. That kind of white-hot rage usually doesn't last. Most of the time, anger quickly gives way to regret and despair. I can't even imagine what it would be like would take to be truly angry all the time. Even sincerity only gets you so far. I mean, how long do you think a dandelion seed like me, that goes wherever the wind takes him, would last? If my hair ended up burning off in my fury, I wouldn't have anything left. That sounds like it's taking the Buddhist idea of the world as a burning house of suffering a little literally. And honestly, I can't imagine how a guy named Peperoncino isn't already living it up. Right. Peperoncino's a great name, if I do say so myself, and it suits me perfectly. After all, I'm a spicy hot pepper from my head to my toes. I make it a point to live nice and carefree wherever I go. I'm not sure I agree with that, Pepe. You've always seemed very sincere to me. You've never got angry, no, but you easily made up for it with how hard you were on yourself. Besides, it's said that masters summon servants who are a lot like themselves. You may be very open-minded, but underneath that, you're kind of a bitch. I think you have a very strong sense of responsibility and a powerful conviction to not lead an easy life. Oh my, that's very kind of you, but you're giving me way too much credit. I know you wish you could get along with us, with the Cryptors I mean, since you also used to be a part of Team A. But you've really got to give that up, girl. If you don't, you'll just make trouble for yourself, your master, and us. We were all loners well before we were Cryptors. That didn't change just because we joined a group. Some of us have our own ideals. Some of us have faced major oppression. Some of us are natural rebels. Some of us were born in the wrong place. Some of us have lost our humanity entirely. John Wick was great. I thought that was a very fun movie. The sequel was pretty interesting, and I still have to watch the third one. And just like John Wick, I'm gonna fuck up Arjuna all because of a dog. We've all got our own issues, and they don't go away just by being part of a team. There was not a good person among us, not any of them, and not me either. I mean, we sold out all of mankind and joined forces with the foreign god, just so we could survive, remember? Maybe you have a little survivor's guilt at being the only one left, Mashi, but you don't have to feel bad. This was always going to happen to us. Always going to happen? Where are you getting this from, Peperoncino? Still, I really did enjoy my life in Chaldea, so for me, you might even say it gave me a reason to live. I don't know what the is supposed to be. I see, I don't quite get what you were talking about, but I can see that you are a man of conviction. You have quite the keen eye, don't you? I've noticed it helping us in battle since you joined. That keenness doesn't seem entirely physical either. Is it some sort of magecraft? Why yes, it's divine power, just like the kind you use, Rami. It's a technique I came up with to let me use the power of the gods in my human body. I'm also pretty good at Jinkotsu. Wait, no. Jinsokutsu. Sorry. Jinsokutsu. Tashinutsu. No, what's... Damn it. I'm just not reading them properly. Dashinsu. And Ronjinsu, I'll have you know. Hello. Jinsokutsu. Tashinsu and Rojinsu? I could have sworn I've heard those terms somewhere. Do you know anything about them, Administrative Advisor? Those are 3 of Japan's Shugendo Rokujinsu. Yeah. Rokujinsu, or 6 super normal Buddhist powers. Jinsokutsu is the power to run faster than any ordinary human. Tashinsu is the power to read others' minds. And Rojinsu is... my apologies. I do understand the concept, but I struggle to articulate it and make myself understood. It's something unique to Buddhism, almost an awareness of one's destiny, not dissimilar to enlightenment. My, I'm impressed you know that much about Eastern philosophy. You really are a great detective, aren't you? I would say Rojinsu is the power to know oneself well, maybe. That's as good a way to remember it as any, Sarah. Of course, I doubt you'll have much use for it, being Mashu's master and all. I mean, knowing that much about yourself. That's just asking for trouble, right? Interesting. Rojinsu is said to be a state of mind that quells all doubts, yet he thinks of it as asking trouble. Why did you call yourself a dandelion seed earlier? Oh my, that's what you're concerned about? You're awfully bold for such a cutie. It's simple. I ran away from my country when I was about your age. Ever since, I've been an international stranger. Chaldea is the first place in my life that I could ever actually call home.
Why did you run away?
Why? Because there wasn't anything there for me. I didn't get along with anyone in my family, extended or otherwise. That's putting it mildly, of course. Since I hated them so much, I killed them all myself. Oh well, funny old life, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not going to tell that out loud.
You are a murderer! You're a monster! You're a monster!
For the sake of the chat, could you please give a crash course on Grand Servants? I don't know if it's like a crash course, but I can tell you the basic premise. So, we know heroic spirits as, you know, heroes that can be summoned usually by the counterforce, Alaya, the will of the planet to protect humanity, and they run around and they, you know, try to help humanity, usually. But obviously things like the Holy Grail War, mages found ways to summon the servants themselves and use them as familiars. That's not something that was supposed to happen. Mages made it so. Because originally, it was just the counterforce being like, oh shit, there's a threat, and throws some counter-guardians at it. That's what the whole Throne of Heroes was originally for. And specifically, the biggest threat to humanity are the beasts of humanity. And we've encountered a few of them in FGO, but others still remain elusive. But the Grand Servants are supposed to be the original heroic spirits, the best of each class, that would be meant to fight the beasts, should they become a threat. Now, as to why that no longer happens, I don't know. They haven't done a lot with the Grand Servants. The only Grand Servant we've actually had, like, revealed was frickin', King Hassan. And yet, in order to defeat the beast Tiamat, he had to frickin' forego his status as a Grand Servant, whatever the hell that exactly means. So, yeah, there you go. Well, Zelrech is a mage. Damn it. Rage, 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 rage! Rage, Shadow Legends, god damn it all. Now I understand his rage. This pisses me off. I'm so freaking pissed right now. I'm so mad I could throw up. I'm so mad it's making me dizzy. This goddamn anger never goes away, and it won't last as long as I am who I am. That's why I wanted to hurry up and get here. When the Great Yuga ends, the world will finally stop cycling through destruction and rebirth. Every last evil defect will disappear, and the world will finally be perfect. It can't get here soon enough. Crazy's crazy. Alright, and with that, I do have to wrap up the stream for today. I know it wasn't as long as the previous streams, but I do have some obligations to tend to, and I will be streaming again tomorrow. So I hope you all look forward to that. Yeah, let's see here. If these streams take long enough, I will be continuing them on through Tuesday, so we won't have a main upload that day if I'm still doing streams. But I promise that the Sin Lostbelt, the Chinese Lostbelt's lore, will be on Friday, which you can access right now if you're early access, but it'll go public then. Sorry, you were talking about taking dumps, and I was like, what? And yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to OtakuDaiKun for more anime content. Until next time, celebrate your fandom.